I'll put you. I didn't think this through. I was trying to go live, and I was like, what's wrong? Because nobody's showing up, and it was unlisted. So now it's listed public. I just need to grab my Tylenol real quickly. My chair. Hello, 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 hello. Jesus. Lots of people. I just see a lot of like, hello, 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 hello. Hello. I think I'm finally able to catch a reading. Yeah, I'm here. Sacral chakra healing advice. Lots of emotional and physical baggage from past connections, deep sadness, I feel pressure in my sacral, and it spins counterclockwise. I actually have a video on my Divine Essentials channel that's about, I can't remember exactly what it was. I think it was Divine Feminine one. It was like something to do with the womb healing. If you do the womb healing, if you go to my website on divineessentials.com, there's a blog post too about womb healing, and it's like only like 3 back, so it's not far back. But the video, read the blog and then watch the video, which is like a meditation, and that's gonna help with the sacral a lot. And any old trauma, I basically ended up doing the womb right without doing the womb right. So anybody that has, which you all have, any woman basically with a history or ancestors that have history of any trauma, of any rape, of any abuse, of anything bad, women store all of that inside of their womb. And the womb healing is basically made so that we don't continue to hold that into us in our womb. We clear it out energetically. Hold on one second. Alright. Every time I try to go do something on here, it's like I never am just like on time. Always like running around to get on here. I took a nap. How am I? I'm good. I'm much better. I still wear the necklace I bought from you. I never take it off. Oh, that's awesome. Would love to know what's up with my masculine. Okay. Hi, may I be added? So basically what I'm going to do, guys, just because I know, like, I put it in the description too, like, these get crazy when I go live like this, and it's just, like, so many comments. I can't guarantee that I will see everybody, and I'm not doing it as paid. So, like, don't send in money hoping that that's going to make a difference, because I'm just going to go to who I'm guided to. This is not, like, like the other things that I do. On the second Tuesday of the month, the second Wednesday of the month, I go live for my Divine Darlings specifically, which is the channel membership. For $1.99 a month, you become a Divine Darling, which is a much smaller group. So I do free readings for them on the second Wednesday of the month, and if you go on to that, you are like pretty much guaranteed a reading. As long as you get there early and put your question in quick, you will get a reading. And then on the 4th Wednesday of the month, I go live for you guys, everybody on here, and I do paid readings, $10 or $20, and I only take questions for the first 15 minutes. Tonight what I'm doing is just saying thank you to people, because I got really sick and I haven't been able to do anything. And like, I just wanted to come back and be like, hey, I'm back. And I'm sorry that I got like taken away for a while. But I'm just gonna go to who I get guided to go to, so like it's gonna be fair amongst people who can't pay, you know what I mean? Because I always feel bad when I do the paid readings, because I feel like people who don't have money can't benefit from those. So this is one that I'm just doing as like a, hey guys, thank you, sorry. But I started doing affirmations a week ago, and all of a sudden I'm able to like function again. So that's what I've been doing, and it's working. And I'm like, okay. It's kind of scary because I'm like, what happens when the affirmations, like what happens if I don't work, if they don't work? What's gonna happen to me? But they've been working. So I stopped here with Jenny Divine Healing, and then I'm going to scroll again in a minute after I do hers. I'm not going to do crazy long ones just so that I can get to more people. And I have to get up in the morning to do packages for the Etsy store. So I always say this, I'm not going to stay on wicked long, which will probably turn into 5 hours. So we'll see what happens. But Jenny Divine Healing was asking, you know, what's up with her masculine? And I find that everybody who comes to these, like, you're all here right now, there's 50 of you. A lot of times what messages come through for somebody that asks ends up kind of resonating across the board for a lot of other people too, or it'll be like a similar question, like many people ask the same thing over and over, so many of the same cards come out over and over, so just take it as it resonates, just like in anything. But the first thing I'm noticing here is that we've got the 5 of Cups, we've got the Hierophant, so you get 2 5s, which is about change for me whenever I see 5s, and I feel like basically you know, this may be changing for you. Like if you've been feeling that 5 of Cups sadness, or, you know, like well, I wish that this didn't happen between us. I wish that things weren't so bad. Things may be changing, or it may be like stepping you up, like on a spiritual level, you know, like taking you up to the next level spiritually. So the Hierophant to me is like when we have to take that next level commitment to ourselves. And I know you're asking what's up with your masculine, so it could be with him too. If he has been struggling with depression, if he's been struggling with, you know, himself, and struggling with this connection, and struggling with his divine self and his connection to spirit and all of that, I feel like he's also undergoing a time of transformation, because you've also got the Magician, which is about transmutation. So I feel like your person and yourself are likely undergoing, you know, this time of transformation, transmutation, just changing things up. And with the Knight of Pentacles, he may be slow. And that seems to be a common theme with a lot of divine feminines, is that they're like gung-ho, ready to go, like, what's up with my masculine? And they're like snail's pace, basically. And it's not that they don't like you, or that they're not like I feel like they want to be there. And it's funny because when I picked this deck up, the Ace of Pentacles was on the bottom of the deck, was one of the cards I had got last night. So it's the first thing I saw. He's holding that. When he's like good, when he's got himself to the place where he's like transformed enough, where he's not living in the past, where he's not feeling sad about anything, where he's not, you know, afraid to step into his power fully and feel like the King of Pentacles, and when he doesn't allow the ego to keep him from that Ace of Pentacles, that new beginning of value and worth, stability and all of that, that's when he'll show up to give to you all of those things, and also bring the passion, you know, bring the passion and the desire and the love that you probably are trying to manifest from this situation. But right now I feel like it's both of you learning lessons, both of you growing, both of you healing, so that you can be happy together later on. So try not to self-sabotage. Try not to block things by getting upset or impatient or like mad, you know, because sometimes we get mad, like, what the fuck, you know, like when are they going to do what they're supposed to do, or why aren't they, like, why is this happening to me? Like, we become a victim of circumstances, we become a victim of the situation, we become a victim of the painful endings, we become a victim of, you know, the in and out behaviors or whatever it is you got going on. But it takes time for people to heal, and it takes time for a masculine to become the emperor, and it takes time for the divine feminine to do her transformation. So I feel like that's basically what's happening for, you know, a majority of people. But in the moment, it doesn't always necessarily feel like like that's needed or necessary. Like we don't necessarily look at ourselves as like, I still need to undergo some transformation before I can be in a healthy relationship. We don't always see that. And even if it's not the case for us, it may be the case for who we like. And if that's the case for who we like, then we kind of have no choice but to wait for them to be able to be, you know, in that situation where they have, you know, the creative inspiration to come in and communicate with you in appropriate ways and to do what needs to be done, overcome the ego and the mind and the doubts and all of the things that keep us from having a healthy, stable situation. So let's see. You're open to oh, it's Chris Nelson. Hello, how are you? He is somebody that I've known for probably a decade. I don't know, actually, no, not that long. At least 5 years though, 6 years, 7 years. From Starseed stuff. I think I met you in the Pleiadian group, or one of the Pleiadian groups, or one of those things, but we've been connected on Facebook, which is where I found all my Starseed people back when I went through my awakening and was all alone and didn't know that there was others. Like, I knew there had to be others, but like, only thing out then was like videos of like robotic voices that were like like tells you the signs of these people, but they was like there's no groups when I looked for them, and then all of a sudden there was a group of 30,000 people of them, like, and I had art. I'm like, I looked for this and it wasn't here, and then it appeared one day. So when you're ready for people to be there, they'll be there. All right, but let's see what's going on for Chris. We have the Four of Cups, and he's just open to receive, so we'll see what messages want to come through. We get the Wheel of Fortune, and we have the Emperor and the Seven of Swords, and I feel like I need one of these. Gift of Freedom, back away from your attachments. So, I feel like there may be, which we all have this, we all have like this attachment to something that we want in our life, or that we feel, you know, would make us happy, or we feel that would, like, you know, change things for us. And it could be on varying degrees of how big or strong that is. But I feel like you're missing something right now. Like, you could be missing somebody, but I feel like it's beyond that too. It's like you're missing something that could be coming because of an attachment to something. So it's like you could be like missing, you know, an opportunity with a person because of an attachment to someone from the past, or you could be missing an opportunity to like bring in a lot of abundance because you're missing, you know, an opportunity presented to you by having an attachment to something else. Like, I've been working at this job, you know, that I've been doing all this time, so I'm just going to continue to do this and look at this job that I'm doing and not really focus on anything else. And, you know, but I don't see that over here is this other job that's like fancy and amazing and it's going to give me like way more abundance and stability and things like that. It's kind of like that is what I'm getting here. But I feel like this may be it may be a common theme for you. It may be that you're missing out on a couple of things in your life that could really bring you justice and balance, but you may have a tendency to not see these opportunities by being attached to something else. And with the Wheel of Fortune, I feel like destiny is trying to spin you a new favor. You know, it's like destiny wants to come in and bring you abundance and love and happiness and support and all of these beautiful, amazing things. But there's like something that you're not seeing, or something that you're not taking. Like, you may see it, but you're not taking it. And it could be a self-sabotaging tendency because you may not feel like you are capable of being the emperor, or that you're not valuable enough to be an emperor, or that you're not, you know, like whatever, like something enough to be this, which a lot of starseeds struggle with. This whole thing is that, like, we suffer to see our own value and worth. We suffer to believe in ourselves enough to release like things from our past sometimes. If we've been through trauma, if we've been through abuse, if we've been through, you know, horrific things, a lot of times we still keep ourselves committed to those horrific things or those horrific people, or, you know, just stuff. And it doesn't even have to be from this lifetime. It could be from other lifetimes that you still hold on to things or people or souls or energies that are keeping you from having justice and balance in your life. that, you know, come and manifested out of this 10 of Swords type of energy of painful endings in situations that were not good to you, and that are not doing you any favors at this time. So if you can break away from the attachment to those old things, there's going to be a gift of freedom that comes along and gives you that stability and that strength and that ability to realize and recognize yourself as this emperor and as somebody that deserves to have good things, and have the clarity to see yourself in that way too. This is the divine masculine energy. This is clarity. This is illumination. I feel like something good is coming your way. Just make sure you keep your eyes open for it and know that you deserve it, and that's going to make it a lot easier to receive. Yeah, and then we have return to joy. We are here to experience joy. You are here to experience joy. Not to experience pain, not to hold on to the things that hurt, not to hold on to the people that hurt, not to hold on to the shit that's like, ugh. We gotta sometimes, you know, accept that not everybody is gonna be good and not everything is gonna be good for us. And then we have silencing the mind. Let silence guide you to inner peace. So I feel like this is like the voice that says you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you're not strong enough, you're not this enough, you're not that enough. You gotta silence that part of your mind and know that you can detach from that and have a better situation with joy and love and happiness. And it's time to play. It's time to sing and dance and to enjoy yourself and let faith be your guide on your path. All right. So hopefully that helped you, or made some sense. I don't know. Sometimes messages just come through. All right. So let me scan down because I know there's going to be a ton of people. Anis, I can never say Anis Sandoval is here, and she sent me $9.99, so thank you very much, Anis. Hi, Keisha. Thank you very much. Gabby. Hi. I was wondering if you could tell me if Joe is going to come forward and contact me. He's just so distant and has blocked me from any communication. I feel he's in his ego and is very stubborn. All right, let's see if he's going to contact. You get the Moon, and you get the Queen of... Oh, no, you get the Queen of Cups. So, I feel like intuitively you kind of know the answer to that question. So whatever, like, the first thing that comes up is for you, like, when I say that, like, you intuitively know the answer to this question, you've got to trust what you're feeling about this, because I feel like you may have a tendency to doubt yourself, or you may just have a tendency to doubt this situation with this person, even though deep down in your soul you know, like, the details, and you know why, and you know when, and you know how, and it's like, whatever, but there's a part of you that's, like, hurting because of the situation, and you're telling yourself like a false narrative surrounding the situation, which is causing you to not have clear decision-making skills in connection to it, which is actually blocking, which is what I was seeing. I was seeing the Queen of Swords when I saw the Queen of Cups first. So I feel like you're almost blocking this communication from happening, and creating these blocks that he's putting up by expecting it but not wanting it to happen, which is confusing. So basically, a lot of us, what we do is we create the exact opposite of what we want, because we're so focused on the fact that we don't want something bad. We create something bad, or we assume something bad too, you know. It's like you're like, you know what, like, this guy doesn't want to talk to me, like, he's blocked me, and he may have blocked communication and things like that, but I feel like something led to that, you know, and I think energetically you fed into that out of fear, doubt, and insecurity, and that didn't help the case of that not happening. So now you've got to reverse that. Now you've got to, like, know that, yes, he's probably going to talk to you again, but right now you need to work on the thing that you're telling yourself, the feelings that you're feeling about this, and the way that you're showing up in this situation, so that can happen. And then we have the World here, and we have the Eight of Swords. So again, you've got to put an end to this chapter of feeling fear. So you may be fearful about what if this doesn't happen, or you maybe have given a lot to this situation that, you know, you didn't receive a lot back from. But I do, again, think that's like deep down inside of you, you know, in your feelings and in your heart, that a part of this is like being created through your mind and your doubts and your fears and your insecurities. So I wouldn't give up on the fact of like being able to rectify and talk to each other, and that eventually he will probably take a leap of faith towards you with his Ace of Cup, you know, offer. But karma needs to be cleared. So whatever karma stuff you've got on your side needs to be cleared, whether it's just doubts, fears, insecurities, belief systems, things that you do, things that you say, things that, you know, just are detrimental. Try to like just be more affirmative about it all. Like when is he going to communicate me? You know, like when is he going to talk to me? Because it's not a matter of if he's going to, it's a matter of when. You know, when you start believing that and you start existing in that level of consciousness and that level of energy, instead of, well, what if he doesn't, and what if he never does, and because that just takes you away from the place that you want to be. So try to like reverse that role a little bit in that what you're telling yourself and what you're believing and expecting in regards to this, so that that energy can shift and you can have him come bring you his cup, which is the Knight of Cups, somebody that brings in that romantic offer. And you get the King of Wands, so anything that's been difficult or that has led him to be like dismissive or avoidant, or, you know, put up his guard and block you away, he has everything inside of him he needs to fight that and overcome that. And I find that a lot of women and men in these situations are dealing with this. You know, whether you're the man or the woman, whoever the runner, like the runner and the chaser is, the chaser is usually a little having a little bit of that anxiety, and the runner is a little bit of that avoidant. So you've got to work on those things and try to heal that part of yourself, and look at how you're showing up, how you're communicating when they do communicate to you, and that you're not pushing too hard or too fast and too crazy, and that you're not being a victim of the circumstances that have played out, and that you're not doing anything to be like, oh, like they ghosted me, and or like you did this to me, or you did that to me. Like, just communicate your feelings to the person in a way that's like, I really enjoy when we talk to each other, but like if you're not going to talk to me for any extended amount of time, could you just let me know why? Or like just let me know that it's going to happen, so that I don't come up with a scenario in my mind that tells me a false thing, that like it's my fault, or that I did something wrong, or that I'm ugly, or whatever, because I go to that place and I tell myself all these bad things. So you have concealed power here. Give birth to the wonder of revelation. So you've got to have like a new revelation about this, and that's going to help you to like see what I'm saying, like that this isn't just like because this person wants to be mean to you, or that they don't like you or anything like that. It's just that I feel like they're dismissive and avoidant of their feelings, and so they're pushing you away, but you need to allow that to happen without taking it on personally, that it's like your fault that they're doing it. Yeah, so you get the Emperor here. So eventually this guy will probably step into his Emperor role. He could be in the like place right now where he's right before that, but I feel like he'll get there. You know, he's going to eventually step into his Emperor role. Right now he's at this Eight of Cups, like right before, because this is the before tarot. So I feel like he's right before walking away from something that's been keeping him from being the Emperor, whether it's drinking, because he's like, you know, throwing one back right there. Or if it's another person, or if it's just doubts and insecurities, or an inability to show up and give to you equally. But whatever it is that's been keeping him from stepping into that energy, I feel like he's right before that point of walking away from that energy, so he can come towards you to communicate and work together, to collaborate, to build something that's worth having, and to have balance and, you know, temperance in your lives, and to turn things around in your situation. But you've got to turn things around in your situation too. Hold on one second. All right. Let me see who else is here. Let me go down. Oh, shit, there was money. I always feel bad. Hi, Keisha. Good to see you, too. Could I trouble you some guidance from my twin flame journey? Had a feeling DM is going through an awakening. So, okay, let's do that. And anybody out there who feels that way about your divine masculine, that like he may be going through an awakening, or he may be experiencing some stuff, stuff. We'll see if they're feeling some stuff, or they're going through some awakening, or something like that. Let me see exactly what she wrote. So Keisha sent me $10. Thank you very much. And Gladys N is the one that's saying, could I trouble you for some guidance on my twin flame journey? I have a feeling my DM is going through an awakening. Whoa, you got the Tower. So I feel like this is confirmation that there's something going on with his world shaking up. This can literally mean like waking up, like a tear down of the construct within the mind that they had, which could be an awakening, or like a revelation, or like a, oh, that, like, oh my God, something big in the mind that makes us change our perspective on our situation, our current circumstances. So I do feel like, yeah, you're correct that he is going through a level of allowance and awakening. We got the Two of Swords here, so do not doubt yourself about your mind. I find that every freaking divine feminine out there she knows what her divine masculine feels. She knows what the divine masculine is doing. Like, on some level, you know it, you feel it, you trust it, you see it, you hear it, you live it in your own way, in some way, but then you doubt it, and you like sabotage it, and you don't believe it, or you don't trust it, or you don't let yourself receive fully from it. You're just like, oh, I think this, but ego, or but doubt, but insecurity, but, and then it probably a lot comes from the Three of Swords energy too, of wounds and pain and heartache, and if we've been through traumatic relationships, or if we've had, traumatic upbringings, or we've been through any abusive things, or we've been through anything bad, in any way, sometimes that just kind of compounds and creates this within a lot of people, where it's like we just doubt ourselves. We don't feel confident to trust us, and that's what we need to heal. So look, you've got the whole like little procession here. Your doubts are caused by your heartache that needs to be healed. 2, 3, 4. So this is all mental energy. This is all in the mind. You may need to have a construct tear down of things, because your fears of not being correct, or of being wrong, or just like basically those two things manifested in different ways. Like, they could just, like, the thoughts that you're thinking that are negative are going to be a construct created out of the fear that you're wrong, or that you just are silly, or stupid, or not good enough, or not smart enough, or not pretty enough, or not this enough, or not that enough. But you gotta heal those thoughts and trust that, yes, there's something going on, energetically, that's causing him to have clarity and illumination. So yes, he's awakening, and I feel like it's helping him to awaken to be like the divine masculine, because that's the divine masculine energy. So he's figuring out how to be divine masculine so that he can take a leap of faith forward as the Fool, towards you for your Four of Wands, for your twin flame 11-11 union. And the Wheel of Fortune's flipped in the deck. So the Wheel of Fortune is basically when things turn around in your situation, but you've got to trust that without self-sabotage, without the doubts, without the fears, without that insecure thought in the back of your head saying, what if I'm wrong? What if he's not going through an awakening? What if he isn't, changing? What if all his time spent that he's been hanging around doing nothing, he hasn't changed at all his perspective, or he's just staying exactly the same as he was? And look at this. There's the Wheel of Fortune. Things are spinning into a new direction for you, and you intuitively know it as that High Priestess, but you've got to trust it. You've got to feel it 100% and plant the seeds of potential to grow energetically into your life, physically into your life, mentally into your life, spiritually into your life, and work towards creating that, fight for that reality of your 10 of Pentacles manifesting, your ultimate fulfillment. That's going to be what happens as a result of, yes, this person has been hanging around, and because they're hanging upside down, they're starting to see things in new ways, and they're starting to learn what they need to learn so that they can make a choice energetically and physically, that will lead to a judgment call that's going to change things in your situation, so that you don't have to sit here feeling sad anymore. You can sit there as the star and make your wishes come true, your dreams come true, and you can open up to abundance. So you've been maybe feeling left out in the cold, feeling like sad and alone and things like that, but I feel like that chapter is gonna close, and this person will either show up as the Knight or the King of Cups to present their love to you, when they're truly ready to embody like an emperor role in your life. Yeah, and they'll communicate their truth to you too. And that's so funny, because there's the king as well. You've got all the kings showing up with the emperor. So like when they're ready to be a little bit of all of those things, that's when they're going to be able to show up fully for you. But they may have their own anxiety and insecurities themselves that they've got to like overcome too. So they may be going through awakenings. But I want you to also keep in mind the whole concept of like, while I heal, they heal. So if you've got insecurities, they've got insecurities. So whatever your insecurities are on your side, start working on those so that they can heal theirs. You already awoken, so they're waking up. You've got some insecurities that you got to face, so they're going to do the same thing. So just know that you might be like a step ahead of them, but everything that you do to evolve and grow and heal yourself is going to benefit them. But that when they can embody all four of the kings, when they can have that communication clearly with you, and when they can feel valuable enough and strong enough and stable enough and committed enough to themselves, when they feel that they are able to overcome any difficulties of the past, when they feel that passion and that drive, when they feel that they have like ability to be emotional and express that emotion, that's when they'll be able to like really fully embody the emperor energy to give to you. And there he is again. I just split the deck and there he is again. So that's when he'll be able to show up to be the emperor in your life. Okay, thank you so much. Oh, somebody wants to know about their purpose. Thank you very much, Miss Arcturian. I got this sunshine in my pocket, got that good soul in my feet. Can't listen. What the frick? Where is it? Okay, snap. I got this song stuck in my head, and I don't know why, because I have not heard that song. But if that song is important to you, it's like Justin Bieber, I think. I don't even know. It's like, I got this sunshine in my pocket. Like, that song is in my head right now. And I don't know why, because I have not heard that song in a long time. But it's there. And it's like, I don't know. And there's a dance, too, that I used to do to that song, where I would like, I got that sunshine in my pocket, and then I would have like my foot up in the air for the feet part of the song. I don't know. Can't remember exactly, but that's all coming back to me. All right, so Demetria said, what is her purpose in life? And you got Crystal Activator here. So it says you intuitively connect with and retrieve information from crystals. So I don't know how close you are with crystals right now, but I feel like it's such a weird thing with crystals, because I like crystals. I mean, I love crystals. I'm a freaking crystal weirdo, but my level of weirdo with crystals has got bigger. So it was like, back in the day, people would, like, all of the crystals on my table, if you guys have ever seen my readings on here, like, you've probably seen all of these big, huge crystals. I didn't buy any of those. They've all been gifted to me. Like, $300, $300, like, those are all $300 crystals at least, the big ones. And I won one, I was gifted the others, and they just kept coming to me. And the only time that, like, I would get some for myself was, like, a $10, $2, $3. Like, I never went crazy getting them. Like, the most I probably spent on myself was $40. But that's, like, back then, it was, like, I just got them and kind of collected them and put them on here, or put them around my house. I would use them in healing sessions to an extent, but over time, it's gotten weirder. Like, now I can do it with rocks. Like, I'll find a freaking rock, and I'm like, this rock is important. Like, this rock is more important than all rocks. Go through a whole activation with the rock. do some stuff with the rock. Put the rock into my bag bundle of rocks, and use those in healing sessions. That's more shamanic-y. But then, out of nowhere, I'm just living my life, and Spirit decided that it was time to start adding crystals to the Etsy store. And I was like, okay, that can't be too difficult, and whatever. It took over, and like for 3 weeks all I did was study quartz crystals, first of all, and all of the different parts of them and things with them, and it's like, it's intense. So if you haven't been fully into the like all of that, you might want to look into that, or like connect with certain crystals, or let crystals come to you and let this progress naturally. But know that like you can turn this into an income in many, many ways. Like you could make jewelry. You could do what I was doing, where I was like, I'm going to activate and charge the crystal, and I'm going to write like a reading with the crystal for the people. So I was giving out readings with the crystals for free, though, and it got way too many. Like I was like getting like 50 crystals every 4 days to do, and I was writing out cards for every single one, and it was just became way too. I wasn't sleeping. Like I was just constantly doing readings for crystals for people, and took over. But you could become very lucrative with that if you do a good job with it. And if you intuitively retrieve that information, then you can do that. And you are a divine feminine. So part of your mission here is to be the divine feminine, honor the sacred ways of the divine feminine, the cycles of rebirth. So just like being here and growing and overcoming things is part of what you're here to do. But I also feel like you could literally turn this into whatever you like. You could be a crystal healer where you do like energetic healing sessions. If you go to the Divine Essentials channel on here, there's a video on there where I talk about how to do an energy healing session, and I briefly mention like crystals. If you can intuitively connect with them, then you don't really need anything that I would teach you. You just basically grab the right crystals that feel guided to be part of that session. You put them on the body, you know, do whatever you feel guided to do with them, and do a healing session that way. Or you know, like I said, make jewelry, or you could get into aromatherapy, you could get into making perfumes that you infuse crystals into. Like the lady who makes this, she puts crystals into every bottle. So there's literally like infinite ways of incorporating crystals into a life purpose. But I feel like at some level that you have that ability to do it, and retrieve information from them. So like when people come to get their piece of jewelry from you, you're not just giving them a piece of jewelry, you give them like a tag with the piece of jewelry that's like this keychain that's like lapis lazuli or whatever, connected to Cleopatra and blah 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 blah, and it's, you know, from the 4th dynasty. Like whatever information you channel intuitively from it, you write the description with it and you give it to the people with it. So you don't even have to make the jewelry, you could just get the jewelry that you can connect with intuitively and retrieve that information from. And with Wisdom Writer, I feel like this would be part of it, like where you would take the wisdom from the crystals and write it into words, write it into a reading, write it into a description, write it into, you know, the ingredients of whatever it is that you're making. You can make candles with crystals, you can make, like, you can do whatever. But I feel like crystals are a part of it. And then you have Counselor, which says the trauma and pain you overcame now brings guidance and hope to other souls. So whatever you've been through, if you're a divine feminine on a twin flame journey, you would know about cycles of the twin flame journey. So you can make things specifically for divine feminines that are going through stuff and give crystals that connect to those things, like detachment, surrendering, healing, letting go, attraction, abundance, whatever you need to do. But whatever you've been through, whatever you've overcome, you can help other people to overcome things. And look at, there's aromatherapy. So I feel like you could definitely do what I do. I make candles, I make sprays, I make roll-ons, I make all types of things. Go to my Etsy store and you'll see all the stuff that I make with intention. And I also do crystals and things like that too. I've got to blow my nose again. I was going to bring the tissues with me because I was fine before we started. Now I'm not. But yeah, I think aromatherapy, crystal work would be good for you. So go to my Etsy store and do what I do, basically. All right, $4.99 the dish. Hi, dish. I remember you. All right, I'm gonna go down because it's been a while since I did. So glad you're feeling better. Thank you, Jennifer. Oh shit, there's a lot of people and a lot of money. I just want to remind everybody that I'm just going where I'm guided to go, so don't feel like obligated to be sending in money and stuff. Heather, in case you were drawn, as you know, I'm moving back to Chicago. What is coming up for me based on this new life-changing direction? How will my DM react to me living in the same suburb as him? So let's see. I'm going to I don't know why I'm still pulling from here, but I am. All right, so basically, for you specifically, as you're going through this, they're saying plant seeds of potential every place you go in each person's soul, and beat to your own drum, listen to the rhythm of your soul. So I want you to like go over there without thinking too much about like other people per se, you know, like think about how you're going to connect with other people, and how you're going to like establish your group of people there, and how you're going to like establish yourself as who you are now, because you aren't who you were then when you knew him before, and you aren't who you were even like the last time you saw him anymore. You are here to overcome and grow. You are here to, you know, keep evolving and growing. So I feel like they want you to focus more so on that than to be more like than to really think about too much of the other stuff, and be unique, and know that like whatever you're going through right now is unique and meaningful, and share your stories with others. I know you've been doing that, so keep doing what you've been doing, even if you feel like nobody sees it, even if you feel like it's not making a difference. Keep doing it, because eventually it will, like, more people will see it, more people will catch on. Facebook is kind of like a waste of time, I've noticed lately. So you may or may not want to continue with that on Facebook, like, to a full degree, unless you're going to pay for advertising, because they just will. You could make a group to advertise into, or you could advertise into the group the Divine Essentials one, like you have. Like, that would be a good place to post your meaningful stories, or make your own group, you know, that you build for you to have people that know who you are, that are like, that come to your channel. Like, have a group for those people that you collect them, you know, like collect your people outside of YouTube, outside of Facebook, outside of whatever. Make an email list, because say YouTube goes down tomorrow, you just lost all your people. Say Facebook closes off, you just lost all your people. You want to have a main hub that you belong to, that they belong to, that's yours. Like, everybody who goes to my website that's ever bought anything or done anything or whatever is like, if I send out an email blast, it's going to send out to like 2,000 people at least. And that's a good amount, considering I don't really try to do it, but I know about it. I know about it, but I don't do it, is my biggest thing. But just know that part of it. Like, they want you to start planting seeds every place you go in every person's soul, and like harvesting growth that's going to mean something, that's going to be stable, that's going to be strong, that's going to actually like continue. And you know this too, because you've done the blog stuff and you've done the other stuff, so it's like, you know this, how important those things are. But knowing it and implementing it are two different things a lot of times. And if you come up with a way to get people to sign up to your email list too, would be a good thing. So even if you just set up a free website with Wix, you don't have to pay for it. You can just do a free one, and then make something very small, like a little, like, this is a free whatever, do your email. And that's how you'll get people to sign up for your email list, and then you'll always have that connection to those people if something were to happen. So that's like my fallback. Now, with your person, we've got the Ten of Swords here, we've got the Justice card, and we got the Strength. So I feel like them, like, at first, they may not know how to handle it. You know what I mean? I feel like they're going to be like, holy shit, this is a lot to me, you know, and I think you know that. I think you kind of sense that. Don't let that make you be scared. You know, don't let that make you feel like, oh my God, like, what if I freak him out too much? What if he just runs and never comes back? What if he just, like, if you think those thoughts, you feel that way, that's all you're going to see. That's all it's going to, like, you're just going to believe that. You're going to see that, even if that's not what's happening, because you believe it. So put a freaking blindfold on and be like, no, like, that's not it. Let me fight that ego voice inside of me. Let me fight that thing in the back of my head that tells me all these bad things about me or about my circumstances. I feel like at first he's going to be a little like, whoa, that's a lot to process. But it's also because of all the other things leading up to now. It's not like you just, woohoo, here I am out of nowhere. You know, like, you've mentioned it in the past. You tried to mention it not too long ago. So I feel like he, on some level, knows. I don't think he knows consciously yet, like, he might, because if he watches your stuff at all, he might know. But, I feel like, I don't think it's, like, hit him full on. I don't feel that thing yet, you know what I mean? But I feel like eventually he'll be okay with it. Like, he's gonna be, like, it's gonna balance out. He's gonna overcome his stuff. Because I think that he might have the same thing that he needs to do within, like, not go to, like, self-sabotaging beliefs, not go to, like, worst case scenarios, allow for the Ten of Pentacles to be created, allow for ultimate fulfillment to be had, allow for it to be a good thing, and to establish a balance between the two of you, to give and receive equally. He may feel like he can't give to you what you deserve. It may challenge him as a man because his living circumstances and just who he is right now as a person. But I feel like it's going to help you guys for him to be able to make moves towards you. You know, ultimately, like, because all the reasoning why he hasn't been able to make a move towards you up until this point has been bullshit reasons, like, that sucked, that were like, oh my God, like, this, you know, you're so far away. Well, that's gone. So, hello, here I am now. You know what I mean? I feel like it's gonna be a good thing, but it just may take a little bit of time for that to, like, fully process. Okay, so, like, you may have to go through, like, a little bit of a like a painful ending, like, transition situation, but it's leading you to justice, and it's leading to him taking action. So know that, like, even if you feel like, I just fucking did all this shit, like, I just moved across the country, I just gave up my lifestyle to come back over here, and because I feel like that's where you're headed a little bit. Like, I know you aren't moving just for him, and I know you're not, like, I feel like the resentment is gonna build, though, because you've been actively trying with him for a long time, and he hasn't been reciprocating much. But I feel like you might have to go through a process of, like, you let that build up to the point where you get really frustrated, you have a little bit of a, like, which could be a day, you know, like, just a day where you get pissed off, you let it out, and then you're like, okay, now I'm gonna overcome that voice in the back of my head that's telling me all this bullshit reality thing that's not true, and I'm going to find my value and worth. I'm going to step up. I'm going to see from a new perspective. I'm going to look at this differently, and then I'm going to make the space in my life so that he can come communicate to me his truth and take action, so we can transform this situation, and I don't have to sit around feeling sad or sorry for myself, or, like, making, you know, I regret that I did this, or I regret that I did that, or blah, 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 blah. Like, you know, because sometimes we do that. But I feel like some stuff is unknown right now. Like, you don't know exactly what to think or feel or do in regards to him. And I feel like he doesn't know what to think or feel or do in regards to you. But I don't think that's going to be the inevitable thing that remains. I feel like eventually you guys will figure out how to give and receive to each other equally. Because it's going to be, yeah, look, you're lovers. Like, the decisions are going to be different moving forward. And your union will manifest while you're there. But the decisions that you make from now to then, try to not have no foundation within him as to what you're doing otherwise, you know, because you're moving across the country, you're moving into his suburb, like, just let everything else be totally centered around you and your life and your purpose and your career and you. Nothing else like aimed at him, because that's going to take all of that pressure off of him. It's going to take all that energy off of him. It's going to take that attachment of outcome off of him. And just know deep down in your soul that we're going to end up where we're meant to be. And I don't have to worry about it. There's going to be days that you worry about it. There's going to be days that you're pissed off. There's going to be days that you're happy and content. There's going to be days that are good and bad. But try not to go to those places too often, and eventually he'll take the leap of faith towards you, and things will be good between you guys, and you can reconcile. So I think it'll be a good thing for you. I think that communication will come out of it. But I think you should let him be the one that comes to you when he's ready, which could take some time because he's obviously not moving very fast. And then you have the seer, eyes that see beyond illusions. So just don't get caught up in the illusions. And then the Akashic Record Keeper, assist others to access ancient wisdom. I feel like this is basically Spirit saying, just keep doing your job. Keep doing your seer job. Keep doing your building your career, doing your readings, making memories that are memorable, and sharing them with others. And do your thing in a unique way so that you can create something that's yours, that's different from what everybody else is creating, so that it's like it blows up and it get bigger and bigger and bigger, and you have something else to focus on other than him, or what might happen or not happen, you know, which I know you're doing good without doing the super zoom focus on him. But I think when you're in his suburb, it might be a little bit harder to not be wondering about him, or to not be getting frustrated with the lack of movement on his part. You know, because I think we all have a tendency sometimes to want things to happen more faster than they do. And, you know, in a year or 2 years or 3 years from now, you might look back and be like, holy shit, everything's completely different, or that happened way faster than I expected. Or it may be still in the circumstances of, I wish things would move. But you're going to be a big part of how that moves. You're going to be a big part of how you feel during that time of things moving or not moving, and the way that you think about it, the way that you feel about it, the way that you show up in your physical reality with your job and your life and your purpose, your career, with your mother, your family, with your wounds, with everything else, will dictate how things play out with him too, or how you cope with things that are playing out with him. And how you cope with things that are playing out with him is going to be a big part of how things happen between you two, or don't happen between you two. So I would just keep trying to heal and grow as much as possible, and know that things will get good when they're meant to. All right. So, let me see. I'm going to see if I can find somebody else. Hi. Oh, Alva, you submitted $20 last time. Yes, I could do yours today. Just general relationship guidance for you and Jack would be great. I was actually going to comment into the group. I have a Divine Darlings group on Facebook, and let you know that I was going to be doing another Divine Darlings soon. And then in the summertime for the Divine Darlings, I'm going to try to do different times too. Like I'll do like a morning one, an afternoon one, and a night one, because I know that I have people all over the world. I'm a night owl, so 10 p.m. works for me, but I know that like some people it's like 4 a.m. for them, or just not a good time. So this is for Elva. She already paid before on another one. And again, guys, this isn't for payments. This is just, me and her talked a while ago, and I was supposed to do one for her on the next live, and then the next live didn't come. So I'm doing hers, but please don't submit money if you feel like you're like, I'm only submitting money because I want a reading. I was doing this as like a gesture to be nice and to say thank you to people who've hung out with me, even though I've been like MIA and sick. So, yeah. All right, general guidance for me and Jack. Okay, so I don't know if you were here in the beginning of this, but the very first reading that I did, I believe, this was, yeah, it was the first reading I did. This was on the bottom of the deck, and this guy came out, and I was saying in that very first reading that a lot of times the people who come to these rooms come in on a similar frequency, and the people who get messages end up getting a lot of, like, similar stuff. Like, they feel things that are kind of aligned with the other people in the room, or they think things, their messages are kind of aligned, or they get the same cards or something like that. So it's kind of just interesting to me that she was asking about her divine masculine, and your probably asking about a divine masculine. And I feel like the energy is kind of the same here, where it's like they may be wanting to present to you a valuable new beginning of grounded stability, something that's going to be like, you know, worth having. They may be wanting to take a leap of faith towards you, and they may want to have victory with you, but they may need to overcome. Yeah, I feel like they need to overcome and transform, you know, go through the death process and overcome like the mind. And you may need to overcome things too. So in order to get like, you know, clear, concise communication, in order for you to like, you know, have things evolve into a great way, and it's going to be 11:11 in a second. In order for things to progress into the way that you may want it to be, you may need to transform the way that you think and see and feel in regards to your situation with him, and change up the way that you look at your situation with him. Like, instead of like, you know, he did this or he did that, you know, look at it as he's doing this and that to teach me the lessons that I need to learn. And if he's doing this and that and it's bothering me, or he's not doing something and it's bothering me, I need to look at me and find out what inside of me is triggered by that behavior or lack thereof, and how can I heal that so that it's not a trigger for me anymore, so that I'm not being, you know, pushed back and forth in a way that is, you know, connected to somebody else. And be aware of your thoughts. 11:11 is, you know, the twin flame number, but it's also about awakening and being aware of, conscious of our thoughts, because the more we're conscious of what we're thinking, the more we're conscious of what we're feeling, and the more we're conscious of that, the more we create that a better situation for ourselves that can be valuable, stable, grounded, committed, and loyal to each other. But we have to be that way to ourselves first. And then you get the Knight of Wands here, the King of Cups, and the Knight of Swords. So I feel like, and you get the Knight, wow, you get the Knight of Cups too. So you get a lot of Knight action. So I feel like if they haven't been taking action, they're gonna. Like, and unfortunately, the Knights can be a little bit like, it's hard. The Knight's energy is like, it's the one that takes action, but it's not like, depending on which one you get, and you've got all of them here, it's like, I don't know which one you're going to get, but the King of Cups is here. So I feel like they may come from like more of a place of love towards you, but it may be shrouded within other things. Like, you may not see it clearly because they present with passion and they're like, hey baby, let's get frigga-diggy. Or they present with, you know, communicating something like very rapidly, or just like shooting off from the mouth, like blah, 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 blah. And it may throw you off of the fact that they're coming from a place of love based off of what they say or based off of what they do. So try not to do that. Like, try not to, because he hides his love. He doesn't show it very well. He's not like, hey, let me wear my heart on my sleeve. Sometimes it depends on the king. But having these other guys here, the message that's coming through for you, I feel like it's kind of basically saying that, like, he may be coming from a place of love for you when he shows up, but he may not look like it. But don't let that deteriorate the way you feel about yourself. Don't let it deteriorate the way you feel about them. Don't let it become like a victim thing. Don't be like, oh my God, they're going to do this to me again, or they did this to me, or, you know, don't be a victim of it. Just be aware of, okay, like, they obviously came at me because of a reason that's motivated from their emotions to do so, but maybe they don't know how to, like, be healthy in the way that they express their emotions. Maybe they don't know how to express their truth in an authentic, fulfilling way. So we gotta, like, give them time to evolve. We gotta give them time to grow, and we gotta give them time to get to this place where they can give more stability, where they can give more value, where they can give more worth to you, where they can see from a new perspective, and things can change, and they can have clarity and illumination about their divine role as a divine masculine. And you also need to step into this place too for confidence within yourself. Single, sexy, confident, independent isn't going to be like taken out of, like, you're not going to be taken off your game because of their behaviors or their lack thereof or whatever happens. Like, you can't let somebody else dictate your life based off of their behavior, because that's just going to be detrimental to you, because everybody's going to do things that we don't like at times, but how you show up and how you handle it and how you think about it, how you feel about it, and how you act as a result of it is going to be like what makes or breaks you. And the more that you can show up with stability, the more you can show up with control, the more you can show up in a good place and not let it like deter you or derail you from living your best life, the better it will be for your situation. And then they'll be able to come at you again. So it's probably going to take some time. They're not going to be very quick in the progression, but they are going to transform. They are going to change. And then they can bring you a vulnerable, authentic offer later down the road, because you're going to teach them how to be authentic. You're going to teach them how to be vulnerable. You're going to teach them how to be stable when you do all those things. But if you're not able to do all those things, then that won't happen. But if you can, you'll get to your union, your Four of Wands, your Twin Flame 11-11 union for justice and balance. So again, just try to be balanced in yourself and be all of the things that you're hoping that you want them to be, and try to see things from your own new perspective. When things happen, don't put the blindfold on and become a victim of experiences and things like that are happening. It's not happening to you, it's happening for you. Don't be anxious about it either and expecting the worst, because if you're expecting the worst, you're going to create the worst, or you're going to block yourself from having anything happening at all. So just know that good things will happen, and that, you know, love offers will come. Sometimes they're going to come all freaky deaky, sometimes they're going to come spouting out the mouth, but how you handle it will be, you know, the clarity that they need to bring you the stability that you want. Okay, so let's see what else we have here. There's a lot of people. Hi, 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 hi. It's been an hour. Alright, I'm gonna find somebody for free that's kind of like, not too wherever, I don't know, we'll just kind of like spin the dice here. Where was I? I know I was... Okay, Britney Twitty. Britney Twitty would like to know about Alfred. We have been apart 6 months, and you're scared to let him back in. So, let's see what's going on. And Miranda Lynn, I am sorry about your situation. I just saw that you, your twin ghosted you for almost 2 years, and you're ready to give up on the relationship. I get it. I've been on my twin flame journey for like 22 years, so I know it can be hard, but sometimes you can't give up. Like, even if you do give up, you'll be back. So Britney Twitty, tell you about you and Alfred. You're afraid to let him back in, so I'm gonna see what comes through in regards to that. I can't believe I can't breathe. Like, I think it's because I talk so much on these or something. I'm like, blah, 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 blah. So my nose is like, bah. But I like can't breathe through my nose. All right, so with this situation where he's been gone for a while, you're afraid to let him back in, I feel like he might sense that. And with this Page of Wands energy, he may be trying to get creative or inspired ideas on how to approach you, how to come to deliver his truth to you, because I feel like he's not ready to give up on your situation, but I feel like he's very burdened, and I feel like you're very burdened, and I feel like you may be ready to just kind of be like, I'll fight you, bitch. Like... But you do have the 9 of Wands here, too. So you got the 9 and the 10. The 10 is like, I can't carry this shit anymore. It's too heavy. I'm dropping it. I'm out of here. The 9 is like, yeah, this shit's heavy, but I have to keep going. So I feel like you might be in between those energies. Both of you might be in between those energies. But I sense that you have more of this, like, guarded, protect myself because you hurt me stance. And he has this, let me figure out how I can get in there stance, because I know I screwed up and I'm sorry. Like, I didn't mean to hurt you. I didn't mean to do what I did. And I think healing is needed here first and foremost. So if you want any type of victory out of this circumstance, healing is needed. And he needs to present to you in a vulnerable, authentic way, which is good that he's showing up with page energy, because these are the vulnerable, authentic dudes. Like, they come from a place of, I care. And almost like a little boy, like the Six of Cups energy, like, here's my flowers, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you. I didn't mean to do what I did. I didn't mean to break your heart. I didn't mean to lie or cheat or steal or whatever he did. But there is karma here, so it needs to heal. If you're here, it's likely that it's been, there's been questions as to why am I going through this, or what is this connection, or is this a divine thing? Did spirit bring this to me for a reason? Am I supposed to let this person back in? I feel like all of those answers will become more clear as you heal, though. So it really depends on what he did, Like, if what he did is unforgivable, then don't let him back in. But if what he did can be forgiven when he's like, if you feel that like he's literally telling the truth, trust that. Because I feel like the Knight of Swords only shows up to deliver truth. So if he's coming to say he's sorry, if he's learned his lesson, you may be able to work together to build something here, and you may be able to let this chapter close and for good things to happen manifesting forward. If you're only afraid because you're afraid he's going to hurt you again, but you still want him back, it's probably going to inevitably get to the point where you do let him back. But you may, still have that fear of him being like the playboy of like cheating or coming and going, or coming and getting you, and once he gets you, leaving again because he got you, or being a Casanova. And the fear of that, if you consciously think that and feel that and worry about that and project that and speak that into existence, you're going to create it. You're going to see that, even if that's not what happens. Because his truth may be that he's sorry. He may want to connect with you. He may feel bad about things that have happened. But he may have an issue. He may have a way of showing up in relationships that stems from childhood. That, is like, maybe he's an avoidant person where he can't give to you emotionally what you deserve, but he doesn't consciously know that. So when you're pushing him away, he wants to come towards you. When you stop pushing him away and you start letting him closer again, that might freak him out, and he might push you away, and then you're going to get exactly what you expected, and you're going to think he's playing games with you, but he might not be playing games with you. It may just be that he needs to heal, and you may need to heal too, because it's a healing journey if it's a twin flame. And I feel like healing is definitely needed. You get the Three of Swords here. So my recommendation would be, if you're scared, to just work on healing right now, to work on your inner transformation, to work on overcoming your anxiety, your fears, your doubts. Because if you go into it thinking that this is what's going to play out, that he's going to play games with me, he's going to cheat on me, he's going to lie to me, he's going to get me and ghost me, that's what he's going to do. Even if it's not what he does, that's what you're going to see. That's what you're going to believe. That's what you're going to think. Based out of, you might text him and he doesn't answer you right away, so you just assume that he's ghosting you, he's off. You send him a message, what the fuck, blah, 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 and then he's gone because you just created that moment where you were thinking it, you projected it, you took action on it, and so now he's following through with what you created for him to do. Do you understand that? Like, that's not the exact thing that will happen, probably. It could be, but, that's something that we can have happen as a result of our fear of something happening. We can project it, create it, and see it, and believe it, and be like, I fucking knew it. But at the end of the day, it wasn't necessarily that. It could have just been, I was busy, I'm sorry I didn't see my message, but now that you're freaking out on me, and I already have a tendency to be the type of person that doesn't want to have conflict, I'm already the type of person that's a little avoidant, I'm already, freaked out, I'm just going to go, because now you're mad at me, and I don't know what to do. So your premonition of he's going to do what he did before comes true to you, but on his side, that's not what it was about. And on your side, you may think that he was cheating or that now he's got somebody else, but on his side, he may be alone and by himself, wondering what the hell happened, So just be careful, because that's what we need to heal that's why I say to everybody, like, you got to get your mind right, because if you're sitting there expecting the worst, you're going to see it, even if it's not there. Even if they're not doing those things, you're going to project it and create that they are. So wait until you feel like passionately driven that you are good, that you're not coming from a wounded ego, that you're not coming from a wounded place that's going to create a situation that's not conducive to what you want. So even if, like, walking away for a little bit of time, you know, that's okay if it inevitably gets you to your 10 of Cups. But it may be a little bit of a wait so that you can heal. So don't rush anything. And until you feel confident that your Emperor is showing up to take their leap of faith towards you fully, then, you know, just wait till you feel that way about it, so that you don't end up rejecting yourself, you know, or from them by expecting the worst. Hopefully that made sense. I can't breathe. Hi, Monica. What is your life purpose? Monica is making my twin flame union book right now. I did the, what did I do? 30-day. I did a 30-day thing, and I did a manifesting thing. I got 2 books on Etsy. But I'm making a 3rd one, which is specifically for twin flames, for healing your twin flame situation. I wrote a lot of it, but there's a couple pieces left that I have to finish. But she's working on putting it, like, together into a template that I, you know, because I had like I'm like, I want it to look a certain way. But I write everything by hand, so she types it for me and, like, designs it for me. So it's coming. All right, you got medium coming through, and it says loved ones on the other side have messages for you, which I kind of feel like you already know that to some degree. Like, you may not know that it's, like, loved ones, but I feel like you know that, like, spirit tries to communicate with you, but sometimes it freaks you out. So you may have a tendency to be like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to see it. Ah! Like, and it may be like grandma, like, oh, I love you. And you're like, it's a ghost. It's like scary. And it's just grandma, like, I love you. But keep that in mind, the times that you get scared, that your grandparents or, like, your great grandparents, you know, like the people on the other side that you may not have ever met, but they are part of your family, are there, you know, with loved messages to give to you. And that you have that gift to connect to the other side. You can see the other side. You can interact with the other side. Not everybody can do that. And you have Master of Transmutation. You have mastered the process of transmutation. Saint Germain and the Violet Flame work through you. So you have been through some shit. You've been through ups and downs. You've had good and bad. You've had experiences that you, like, you've gotten through shit that a lot of people haven't. Like even you just being here asking the question about your purpose instead of your twin flame is a huge progress, because there's a lot of people that at the same time as you were, you know, on that whole kick, are still there, you know, to the degree of, like, being very attached in an unhealthy way, not seeing that they're part of the problem, not seeing that they need to, like, change up some stuff about the way they show up. You've been able to transmute that, and as a result of that, the whole relationship dynamic changed. So you transmute things, you heal things, you grow, you evolve, but you don't always see that about yourself, which we usually don't. Healers are here to heal themselves. They're here to experience things uniquely, and your lived experiences are unique and meaningful. Share your stories with others. So you, like, the memories that you're making, whether you share them with one person or a bunch of people, or, you know, just your family or just yourself, like, however you decide to do it, it's part of your calling, is to live the life that you're living, and then to experience the experiences that you're experiencing, transmute those things, and then share those with the right people that you feel guided to do it with, so that it, like, helps others. You know, like, I remember when I was dealing with that, and this is what helped me to get through it, is usually one of the things that a lot of people take away and ask for from other people. Like, how did you get to where you are? How did you do what you do? And you have free spirit, which says you are here to enjoy life and to love freely. So I feel like that may be tied into like what I was just saying too, like where you're not like so like twin flame land anymore, is because you're not meant to be like codependent. You're not meant to be like crazy. And not that every twin flame person is crazy, but they have a level of attachment in a lot of cases that's not healthy. And this is healthy, to love freely, to not be like, you gotta be mine, or no, my way or the highway type of stuff, to be normal in regards to like letting other people be who they are, letting yourself love freely, is a good thing. I know you're not like in a perfect dynamic, but you're in a much better position than a lot of people are. You have this sense of freedom that like you're maintaining in yourself, and you are okay with giving to another person, which is a huge step for people to do. Not everybody's able to do that. So just know that the way that you show up in love, the way that you show up in life, the way that you show up in your transformation, the way that you show up in your memories, the way that you live your life, the way that you connect with spirit, it's all a part of it. And it's all going to evolve, it's all going to grow, it's all going to change, as you grow and evolve and change. And then you've got Akashic Record Keeper, assist others to access wisdom. So you may be able to assist others to access the wisdom of your ancestors, or you may be able to assist others to access the wisdom of transmutation through your own transmutation. You may be able to assist others through your stories. You may be able to assist others to learn how to love freely by leading by example. And with the Shadow Master, it says, you are a master of duality and darkness. I know you've experienced darkness. You've experienced duality. You've experienced a lot of the bullshit darkness that is needed and necessary for somebody to rise out of and to be in light. And this is like the calling of a spiritual healer, is you go through the shit show, you go through the trenches, you go through the dark, you go through the dark night of the soul. Your brain, your mind, your emotions, your feelings, everything just trauma and experience that's not good or fun, but inevitably makes you stronger and makes you somebody that can love freely, makes you somebody that has a unique story, makes you somebody that, you know, can overcome their fears of the dark and overcome their fears of the things that are unseen, and to see beyond the illusions that are there, which you have been doing because you're aware of them. You're like, I'm aware of this illusion that I see, and I'm gonna, you know, do my best to not see it. And you do, because you make the conscious decision to do that. So you cleanse, you clear, you heal, and you rise. And that's what a healer does. They're here to overcome and grow. So just you being here is you doing your job, you doing your purpose, and you being where you are is doing it where you're meant to be. So this is like sacred geometry activator. It says you have sacred geometric codes to anchor ley lines. So wherever you are positioned on the map, you know, there may be ley lines, energetic lines that we can't see, that you are positioned on to be there specifically to bring down your energy and frequency from the stars, to bring down the energy and frequency from wherever you are from, whatever you are doing, and however you're doing it. And, you know, because you're there, all the people in the little radius around you are accessing energy from you. They're accessing wisdom. They're accessing light codes. They're accessing the stuff that you emanate out. And that may be why you feel like a hot mess sometimes with like energies and things, because it's not all you. It's like there's a lot of people pulling off of you. And that's, I understand it because I've dealt with it. It's like, it's hard to verbalize or put into words sometimes, but over time, I think you'll get better at it, like at realizing that and seeing that, and not thinking like badly of it, or letting it deter you too much, or letting it be like a bad thing. You know, just like knowing like, oh, this is just part of my calling. This is part of me being here, and so you can do whatever you want to do, physically as a person, for your purpose as like, what's my job? But if you wanted to step fully into the role of a healer, I feel like you could. And with the Astral Traveler, it says travels the universe, defeating darkness. So I feel like you do that on a level that's unconscious too. Like when you go to sleep, you tap into the astral realm. When you are dealing with like you know, doubts, or when you're dealing with like depression, or when you're dealing with like anxiety, or you're dealing with, you know, like seeing something that you're not sure why you're seeing it, or dealing with like spirit showing up but you're not sure if it's what spirit it is, so you get a little concerned. um, you're going to defeat that darkness part, the part that makes you go to fear, the part that makes you doubt, the part that's like, what is this? The more that you trust your inner knowing, the more that you share your sacred feminine essence. So the more that you trust and know, and when it is something that's not good, you know that you're more powerful than it because you're the light. So if you're the light, there's nothing that can harm you, and anything that you create is usually going to be a creation that you created. So if you created it, you can clear it. So just knowing those things can be very powerful for you, that like, I just created this shit, so I'm going to decreate it, you know, wipe it out, and I'm going to heal, I'm going to grow, I'm going to defeat the darkness, and I'm going to trust my soul, whether or not this is good for me or not good for me. And if it's good for me, I'm going to let it in. If it's not good for me, I'm going to clear it out. And because I know it's a construct of my subconscious mind that's coming from a place of fear, doubt, anxiety, insecurity, or some bullshit thing that I believe about myself that I need to clear away and not think about anymore. And once I do that, that thing won't show up anymore, or that thing that was coming in will disappear and evaporate, because I no longer allow it to be a part of me. So it's not going to manifest physically or non-physically or energetically or anything like that. But I feel like that's basically what you are here to do, is to like defeat the darkness that exists like inside, you know, and teach other people how to do that. Whether or not you consciously do it, you becoming more conscious, you waking up, you understanding these concepts, the questions that you ask, people don't ask the questions that you ask. Like, they don't think about it to the degree that you do. So you're already way more evolved than a lot of people are just out the gate. And that level of awareness will ripple through collective consciousness and help the people in your area to rise up to that level to meet you there, where you already are coming out the gate. So just think about how far you will be as you consciously create and consciously think and consciously get the answers to your questions and consciously question questions, because you question a lot of stuff that people are just like, just accept, or they don't understand it, so they don't want to ask a question about it because they don't want to seem stupid. You're like, what does that mean? Like, and that's a good thing, because a lot of people don't do that. So I think you're just here to illuminate dark and bring light and heal. Okay. I can't breathe. Thank you, Gabby. Hi, Elena. Hi, Lexi. Hello, hello, hello. Elena wants to know about her situation. So let's see what's going on for her. Oh, wow. 1222 was the time. So Elena wants to know about her situation. I don't know what your situation is, but we'll see what the cards say. So you got the King of Wands coming through. So the King of Wands is somebody that he's been through the shit show, but he has the motivation to keep going and overcome it. Like, he basically like, you know, whatever you are going through in your situation personally, you could be tapping in, like, you could tap into this energy to be like, I'm not going to let this keep me down. I'm going to get up and I'm going to fight and I'm going to be okay. Or if you're dealing with another person that has been through some shit that wasn't good, easy to deal with or navigate, they may need to tap into this energy to overcome whatever's happening in your circumstance or your situation. And then we have the Emperor. So I feel like you could be dealing with a divine masculine that needs to, like I said, step into this role of, I've been through some shit. It wasn't easy to deal with, but the more that I, you know, find my power, my strength, my confidence to overcome it, and the more that I rise into this Emperor energy, the easier it's going to be for me to evolve into this place of a union. Twin flame 11-11 union. This is the Four of Wands. That's a twin flame 11-11 union, and underneath it you've got the Hierophant. So this is a spiritual commitment. I feel like you probably are dealing with a divine masculine situation that maybe hasn't been so easy. Maybe you've been left out in the cold. Maybe they feel left out in the cold. Maybe they've been through a divorce. Maybe they've been through something shitty. Maybe they've been through some stuff that was just like, ugh, you know, which we all have. But whether it's just you that's been through the shitty situations and needs to tap into this energy for yourself, or whether it's your divine masculine that needs to do it, I feel like you're taking that next level commitment to yourself, both of you, to rise up out of a place of feeling like defeated and in the dark and in alone places and not valuable and not worthy enough of things that are good for you. And as a result of that, you're healing and coming into a place of stability within a union to yourself, which allows a union to each other, because that's what's needed in these situations. You can't have a union with your divine masculine or your divine feminine or anybody until you have it with yourself. And rise into your own light, rise into your own star energy, rise into this place of like acknowledging, I am the star of my own show, you know, like I am the one that is the creator of my reality. If I want my ultimate fulfillment, I've got to create it. I've got to believe that it exists. I've got to see it. I got to taste it. I got to feel it. I got to do all these things to help me to know that I'm valuable enough to own it and trust it and allow it to come. And if you've been through painful endings or you've been through situations that sucked, you know, it can be hard to get through those doubts. It can be hard to trust. But if you know in your heart of hearts that you are this empress that deserves this at the end of the day, regardless of how difficult it's been or how difficult it might be to navigate out of the stormy sea, you can get to the other side and you can have your Ace of Cups, new beginning with somebody that is meant to be your Two of Cups, your twin flame, your divine counterpart, your lover, your person, and to tear down the constructed reality that you have existing right now, which is probably not manifested in a way that you want it to be, or you wouldn't be speaking the way you are about your circumstance. And once that happens, you can be happy. So I feel like good things are coming for you, but you may just need to trust it, know that, and feel that, and just keep evolving into this next level of growth. Don't be a victim of circumstances, you know, be sexy, magnetic, and like, I got this, you know, be the counterpart to the king here, so that if you're trying to get together with somebody energetically that's going to be a mirror and a match and all that, your divine lover, it's easier for it to happen when you manifest the right energies that are conducive to each other, to inspire each other, to lift each other up, to become what you need to become, or embody what you need to embody to get to the next part of the evolution within the spiritual growth of your situation. So if you want this, you know, stable union with somebody that needs to embody this energy of being the King of Wands, somebody that's going to take that motivation to overcome what they've just been through or what they've been through in their past or whatever, embodying this sexy, magnetic, charismatic queen energy would be the way to do it. And then, you know, doing it in other roles too, like the Queen of Pentacles. She knows her value, she knows her worth, she has, you know, strong, solid boundaries. She isn't going to let somebody treat her poorly. She's basically just going to, she's going to know, like when her limits have been met. And then she's going to be like, okay, enough's enough. Like, I'm not going to believe this anymore about myself. I'm not going to let somebody treat me this way anymore. I'm not going to be doubtful of things anymore. I'm just going to keep going. So, yeah. I feel like that's basically it. And with the High Priestess here, we have this like inner knowing with you too. So it's like you have an inner knowing that you're probably going to reconcile with somebody, or that things are going to change, or that you're changing the way that you see things, they're changing the way they see things. I feel like you already have the confidence of like an empress, but you may doubt it at times, or you may need to just like get stronger within it so that you can fully embody it, because this is the pre-empress. This is a single, sexy, confident, independent person. And I feel like maybe it's more so that they see you like this. You need to fully see that about yourself so that they can come show up and show you that that's how they see you. But I feel like somebody sees you this way, as the single, sexy, confident, independent person, and that may be intimidating to them. So you may be the star here, put up on the pedestal to this person, and they may be placing you out of reach. You could be mirroring this person and doing the same thing, like, they're out of my reach. So try not to do that if that's what you're doing. If you're putting somebody out of your reach thinking they're too good, or it's too good to be true, or, you know, like, what if this doesn't happen, or what if that doesn't happen, or what if this painful ending that we went through is the end of everything and we never see each other again. You know, if you're doing any of that stuff to yourself, try not to do that, because that's just going to block you from creating and manifesting what it is that you probably do want to happen, which is to find that strength to overcome the doubting voices in the back of the head that tell us that we're going to wait forever and nothing ever as good is going to happen. You got to make the decision to not do that, and he's going to make the decision to see himself this way too. So again, as you evolve into this queen, he'll evolve into that king. As you evolve into the wands, he evolves into the wands. And as you go through all four of them, you eventually embody the energy of the emperor and the empress, and you just do what you need to do to have all four pillars. So the energy of the wands, the energy of the swords, the energy of the cups, the energy of the pentacles is going to be your four foundations. So do your best to work on feeling sexy, magnetic, charismatic, but also do your best to work on feeling that energy of the Queen of Pentacles too. Like, you know, stable, nurturer, lover, mother, grounded, stable, committed, all of those things. Because that's going to help him to mirror those things back to you, because he is looking at you. He sees what you put out. So whatever you're putting out, he's going to match you. If you put out karma and doubt and insecurities and fears and bullshit, drama and trauma, he'll mirror that. But if you put out the good stuff, he'll mirror that. And you can speed things up. Okay. I can't breathe. Hi, Key White Lucky. Thank you so much. Hi, Hiena. Someone should buy a lotto ticket. Justin Timberlake. It's from the Trolls movie. Yeah. I don't think I see the movie, but I definitely have the song in my head. That was a long time ago. Let me go. I'm going to go down to the bottom here and just see what we got, because I know sometimes. Oh, we got 69 people. Woohoo! So let me scroll back up a little bit, 'cause I like to try to keep it like that. At least I know that there's still people in the room that have been here, because there's 73 likes and 65 of you. So obviously some people that questioned are no longer here, so it would be a waste of time to answer their question. All right, let's see, where are we? Why am I so drawn to Casper? I don't know if that's really his name or not, but it's just funny to me, because I used to talk to somebody all the time, and we would that's her name for every divine masculine, because they're Casper the Ghost. But this is Jaded Kate. She's asking why she, a Scorpio, is so drawn to Casper the Aquarius. And we'll just see that real quick, and then I'm going to do another free one for somebody. So, you got the Tower and the Nine of Cups. And we have the Lovers. And the Star. And I happened to put the deck down as the Empress was here, and I get the Ten of Pentacles here. So, I feel like you're drawn to this dude because he's your dude. He's your divine counterpart. He's your wish come true. He's your star. He's your, oh my god, put him on the top of the pedestal that's out of my reach, dude. Which you don't want to do, because it keeps you from having him. But he's the one that's going to make you happy. He's the one that you want to be the Empress with. He's the one that you want your ultimate fulfillment with, the Ten of Pentacles. He's the one that tears down your fucking reality and creates chaos in your life. However, through creating that chaos in your life, he's tearing down the construct that was created that was not built out of anything good, because if it was, it wouldn't have fallen. These people come into your life and they change everything. They change you. They change the way you look at the world, the way that you look at yourself. They change themselves. They change just everything. So you have to work on yourself and become the best version of yourself, and know that you are the best version of yourself, and believe it and trust it and see that, so that you're in the right energy, the single, sexy, confident, independent Nine of Pentacles energy that attracts the 10, which is the ultimate fulfillment, which is one pentacle away from having the 10, which is the ultimate fulfillment, the creation of the manifestation of this, the dream lover, rescuing you, lifting you up, and basically making you feel good, bringing you up onto the pillar with them. You know, it's like, oh, you belong here with me. You are the Empress. You are the one that I'm going to take from here to be the one beside me. So when you meet this person, it's like, boom, everything changes. And it probably brings up a lot of freaking anxiety. It probably brings up a lot of fear. You probably see him as this dude, which is like, oh my god, he's perfect. Even though he may not be, and he may not do perfect things, there's like that part of you that feels that way. And you guys, you know, can have this together. You can be stable, loyal, committed, and all of those things, but you may need to transform whatever about yourselves doesn't show up that way right now. Like maybe they don't come and stick around, or maybe you're moving too fast too soon, or maybe, you know, they're non-committal, or they have wounds from a past relationship, or you have wounds from a past relationship. They've left you out in the cold. You know, they've done something that sucks. But that doesn't mean that you can't have a new beginning of value stability with the Emperor when they evolve and grow and heal out of the place that they are. So obviously there's probably been some difficulties, or there may be some difficulties that need to heal at this time. But try not to let fear and illusion and doubt keep you from seeing things clearly. It's like, you know why you were drawn to him, but you're doubting it. So you want someone else to be like, because he's your divine counterpart, you know? And I don't usually I don't like to say to people like, oh, it's your twin flame, or no, it's not your twin flame. But I feel like it's just written on the wall for you, and you just know it. And you're like, somebody else tell me that, so that I can have it be, you know, validated for me. But you don't want to do that, you know, like you want to come from your own healed place of conscious awareness and confidence about what you know, and confidence about what you think, and about what you feel, and what you see, and what you do, and how you take action within your situation, so that you're not creating, because if you're being wishy-washy, or you're not showing up fully to things because you're not sure about yourself, or you're not sure about them, or you're not sure about what you know, how do you think they're going to show up? So trust your intuition, trust what you know in your heart of hearts, so that passion can be ignited between the two of you. Good things can be established. They can show up with vulnerability, authenticity. You can make a relationship between the two of you that is established partnership that isn't going to be shitty, and you can both be up on a pedestal together instead of placing somebody out of it, with a balanced, reciprocal type of situation within a new beginning of love that will probably elevate you and take you far and help you to find that inner strength that's going to, you know, slay the demon inside of us that tells us we're not good enough, we don't deserve it, that we're not, you know, capable or good, or whatever it is that your little voice tells you that you suck at or can't do, or aren't worthy of. You've got to fight that voice and realize that you are. Like, there's nothing wrong with you, and that you are, you know, aligned with the person for the reason that you need to be. Come out of any mental and emotional turmoil, heal, grow, ascend, and face those fears, kill them, get rid of them, and be balanced. So, thank you very much, Behind Brown Eyes. She loves my necklace. Alright. Erica Kroger. I don't know why I always want to call you Kroger, but I remember your name. So, Erica Kroger, what do I see coming up for you in the near future? I wish I could see myself breathing in the near future. I literally cannot breathe. Like, I don't know what happened. Trust your gut feelings. Let your heart lead you to who you are. Oh, I can breathe. It worked. Limitation is power. Lean into your limitations. All right, so I feel like you may have some doubts. You may have some doubts about yourself, or about your current circumstances. Like, you may feel like a lot of limitations, or you may feel like like you don't really know who you are or where you're going or what you're doing. It's like, what's gonna happen? Where am I going? Who am I? Like, what is all of this for? What am I doing with myself? Why am I here? And they're saying, you know, connect with the simple pleasures of life, connect with like the beauty that is all around you, that is moving through you, that is a part of you, that is always existing within reality, but that sometimes we don't see, or sometimes we don't want to see it, or we don't realize it, or we just don't allow ourselves to see it about ourselves, or we don't allow it to see about our lives, our circumstances. And with the union of love, it says, embrace the beloved within your heart. So I feel like you need to embrace love within yourself, for yourself, you know, and be grateful about like the good things that are there for you right now, that are already, they're already there, like in this moment. Like, you have air in your lungs, you have a bed to sleep in, you likely have a phone or a tablet or a computer or some internet connection that you're using. Like, there's always something to be grateful for, whether it's a beautiful, like, fancy, you know, sunrise, or if it's the device in your hand. But just start with something. To, like, the simple pleasures, you know, be grateful for those, because that's going to align you with the energy of creating more things to be grateful for. And anything that is a limitation, see it as power, because it's teaching you how to grow, it's teaching you how to evolve, it's teaching you how to expand, and it's teaching you how to live without things, so that you can, you know, value those things as you get to those things later, which it could be the energy of love. Like, if you feel like you don't have love right now, or you feel like you don't have stability right now, or you feel like you don't have the answers right now, or you feel like you don't know what your freaking life's purpose is right now, it's like, once you figure that out, once you know it, it's going to be much happier then, because you're going to have the duality of it. You're going to be like, I already experienced what it was like to not know this. I experienced what it was like to be without it. I experienced what it was like to be without this, without that, with the other thing. And now that I have it, it's like, woohoo! You know, I've got it. Like, this is awesome sauce. And I am much more grateful for it because of what I went through to get it. So try to be like that. And as you do that, you're going to find your path. It says, finding the path, you are the driver and the navigator. So know that, like, you are the creator of your reality. So when you ask, like, what do I see coming up in the near future? What do you see coming up in the near future? What do you think is going to happen? Like, what do you want to happen? You have to realize that you are the creator in every moment. So whatever you're thinking, whatever you're speaking, whatever you're feeling, whatever you're doing is what you are creating. So if you're thinking around, like, I don't know what it's going to do, and like, nothing's really going to happen. But if you're like, I know that, like, my life is going to get good, and I'm grateful for this and grateful for that, and I'm manifesting this and I'm manifesting that, and I'm attracting this, and I, you know, doing that, it's like, it's going to happen. Good things are going to start happening. But if you're feeling sad about things that have already happened, feeling bad about shit that went down, you got to find that inner strength that's like, I'm going to overcome this shit, and I'm going to keep going forward to my place of union within myself. Same message that I just gave before, where it's like, take that spiritual level, that commitment to yourself, to find that place of, like, power, strength, to fight the obstacles, to not give up, to not get sucked into the unknown, and to see the clarity, the duality, sun and moon, the light and the dark, the good and the bad, the up and the down, the back and the forth, the bullshit and the not bullshit. See it all, realize it all, accept it all, and look at life through, like, the fresh set of eyes of a child rather than, like, a jaded adult, right? We want to be more so, like, you know, like, accepting and, like, inspired by and just awed by life. Like, wow, look at that sunshine. Wow, look at this. Like, just be happy, excited about whatever it is that you got going on, and sing and laugh and play and take action and communicate and travel into the world that you want to be part of, so that you're not just finding the path, you're creating the path, and you're reconciling with that little girl inside of you that needs to love herself, that needs to express her love in a way that is, like, conducive to that child to grow in a new way, then maybe was stifled as a child, or wasn't fully embraced as a child, or maybe at times wasn't given everything that, you know. And that's not to say that you have a bad childhood, but we all have shit from childhood, whether or not we like it, whether or not our parents were good or not. It's like, there was something that happened along the way that made you think something, that made you believe something, whether it was like passed down from your ancestors, whether it was passed down from society, whether it was passed down from, you know, just your friends or your teachers or whoever the hell was around you for the first 7 years of your life. Whatever they told you is what you believe. It's what you create from. So you need to, again, go back to that time now that you're a conscious, aware adult, and ask that child, like, what is that child thinking? What is that child feeling? What does that child need? And allow that child to express all those things, and then teach that child things that are going to be freeing that child from a lifestyle of things that are maybe not aligned for them, so that they don't end up going down a road where they can't love themselves as they are, where they feel like they need to change their body, or they feel like they need to change who they are inside, or they feel like they're inadequate because they don't look like the freaking people who have had 17 operations and still put a filter on everything they do. Like, you need to look at it from like that concept to a little degree, in some, like, depends on how it impacts you, or on an emotional impact. Like, maybe you didn't have a safe place to communicate your emotions to people. Maybe you always held everything inside, so that little child might need to open up and tell you some stuff. But whatever it is that, you know, needs to be said, I feel like taking action and communicating with that child in an authentic, vulnerable way, maybe even apologizing to that little child that there was nobody there to tell them these things before, or that people who did talk to them or showed them stuff, or that society in itself has been a letdown, because it is for most people, that you're sorry that that's the case, but that you're going to illuminate the darkness, and you're going to help to create a balance between the light and the dark in their life, and that you're going to fight and not give up on creating a better world for this child to grow into. So yeah, I feel like inner child healing is needed. And that's going to definitely help you with finding your path. And it's going to help you to find your happiness, and to like reconcile with your little boy, little girl, you know, like, I don't know why I said boy, but maybe there is a little boy that you need to reconcile with if you've got a twin flame. As you heal your inner child, you may be healing the inner child connection with your twin, and that could bring you guys together for a new beginning of love, connecting with each other, coming out from a time of separation, coming out from a time where they are not able to express love, which we just had the Queen of Cups, now we get the King of Cups. So maybe you have a twin flame that you're aware of, maybe you don't, but maybe there's somebody that's going to be coming in to love you. Once you heal the thing with your inner child, you're not living an illusion, you start living in the Ten of Cups. You start having a happy ever after, because you reflected on shit that you needed to reflect on. You healed the stuff that you needed to heal. You got rid of the anxiety, you got rid of the wounds, you got rid of the bullshit. And they're going to see this somehow, some way, whether it's energetically, mentally, telepathically. They're going to be aware of it. And once they do that, you become this magnetic, charismatic, sexy queen. And they come walking in with their offer of love. So yeah, that's what's going to happen. Thank you very much. Will he reach out? Veronica Lugo. Let's see. I was able to breathe for a second. Now I'm like, can't breathe again. I don't know why this happened. I took a shower before I came on, and now it's like, I was clear, I was good, I was ready to go. And I did change the temperature a lot, though. Like, I had it, like, I woke up, and I put the temperature up to, like, 78. And then I got in a hot shower, and it was all steamy. And then I, like, turned down the water to, like, cold because I was, like, hot. And then I was running around, and I opened the windows. So I've been going from, like, hot and cold. I think that might not have helped the situation. All right, so will he reach out? I feel like what they're showing me is like he's already walked away, and that there's been a painful ending here. You know what I mean? Like, he walked away from your situation. However, I feel like that's going to transform. Okay, because you get the Magician here, which is about transforming things, and you got the King and Queen of Pentacles, which they belong together. So I feel like, yeah, you got your Ten of Pentacles. Like, the two that I feel out of the whole deck that would be like most likely to create a Ten of Pentacles circumstance is these people. So I feel like, yeah, at some point, things are going to transform between the two of you, but because these are the two that are showing up, you may need to embody this on your own first for this to happen. Single, sexy, confident, independent, pre-empress type of vibration. You know, I know my value. I know my worth. I know that 100% he's going to call me. 100% he's going to contact me. 100% like I'm good enough for that to happen. My ultimate fulfillment is my ultimate fulfillment that I'm creating, I'm bringing to me as a result of my healing, my growth, my work, my evolving, you know, like I'm doing what I need to do, basically. And, you know, maybe we had to go through this. We had to walk away from each other to appreciate each other. We had to miss each other in order for something to evolve or grow or shift or heal. Yeah, I had to go through this painful ending. I had to go through feeling these feelings. I had to go through this time of waiting. I had to go through this time of illumination. I had to go through the bullshit to get to the place where I could overcome my anxiety, overcome my fears, overcome my bullshit, and reconcile with somebody that's going to make me happy and bring me my Ace of Pentacles, which is the final pentacle within the Nine of Pentacles, to get to my Ten of Pentacles so that we can have our stable, committed, loyal, long-term, you know, situation with each other. Uh-oh, what happened here? That's so weird. There's like every card except for this one. Wait, what? Where did it switch? Yeah, well, what I was saying is still going, but I feel like right now is a good time to be planting seeds of potential to grow and to work on self-love. You know, how you feel about yourself, what you think about yourself, what you say about yourself, how you see the world that you live within, how you see the situation with this person, rather than looking at it as like, oh, this is so bad, or oh, this is no good, or oh, they're not here. Look at it as we're learning, we're growing, we're evolving, and they'll be back. And they'll come communicate their truth to me when they're ready to. And that's when this will happen. You know, my Ace of Cups situation will come together. But don't block it by being cold and aloof and upset and mad and frustrated and resentful about the circumstances. When they're ready to bring you a vulnerable, authentic, grounded, stable offer, that's when you'll hear about them. Know that intuitively. Trust that. Feel that. Embody that. Do doubt that when you're like, oh, what about this though? What about that though? What if I'm not good enough? Don't think that shit, because that's just gonna block the shit. So trust your intuition to know that your emperor will be back for your union, and that you will reconcile with each other when they're ready to be vulnerable, authentic, and meet you there in the middle. And you don't doubt. Okay? No doubts. All right. I'm going to do a couple more, and then I'm going to go because it's been 2 hours. Thank you, Mary Lee. I was like, I saw a wrench in my name, and I was like, who's this? Mary Lee. All right. I'm going to go down. He called me while you were doing my reading. Woohoo! Awesome sauce. Why did my DM reach out then ghost me? Lauren Collins. Wow. My phone was like tried to ghost me. Tried to disconnect me. I'm first of all, why did my DM reach out to ghost me? Lauren Collins. I feel like my intuitive thing that just kind of like hit me when I read that was that like it's not like an intentional thing. And I feel it's kind of like what I was saying earlier to some of the people is like, in your reality, that's what you're seeing, because that's what you believe. That's what you like almost expect, especially if he's done it more than once. Like if he's been like in your life and then he goes, and then he comes back and then he goes, and he comes, and he goes, he comes, he goes, he comes, he goes. If he's done that more than once, you know, that's going to create a dynamic inside of you where you expect it on some level, but like, I find this thing to be this situation for so many people that it's like, I don't even know, like sometimes it's just like, I can't ignore it anymore, but a lot of people who are dealing with a twin flame situation, their divine masculine is somebody that has a little bit of this avoidance tendency, that they have feelings for you, or they care about you, they like you, you know, it's like they want to make you happy, they want to be around you, like they do feel these things, they like you, but they're not really like comfortable expressing it, and they're not really great at verbalizing it, and they're not like the best at telling you exactly what they want and what they feel. So when they come at you, it's almost like they're testing the water. I feel like what was happening is like he's testing the waters to see if you would like talk to him, and then you did, and then he didn't know what to do beyond that, because he doesn't plan for the future. If he's an avoidant type of person, they don't plan for the future. They don't, because planning equals commitment. And if they're an avoidant type of person, they don't want to commit at all. They're scared of commitment. Commitment is like fight or flight. I'm gonna fucking fly out of here. So you don't want to try to make plans with them. You don't want to, but this is the thing, like, you have to do what works for you. So if you're dealing with somebody that's avoidant and you're an anxious person, healing the anxious part of yourself would be ideal. However, if they're not conscious of their avoidant thing and they're not willing to work on their avoidant thing, then you doing all this work and you like trying to fit into the mold to become somebody that's good for them is not going to be very helpful. It's just going to, what it's going to do is going to create a really shitty situation for you where you're bending over backwards, walking on eggshells, and you have no boundaries, no self-respect. You're like, let me do everything I can possibly do to give to you a conducive environment so that you can come and go freely without me freaking you out. But I also want you to understand that, like, if this is the case, if the person is avoidant on some level, it's not because they don't care. It's not because of you. It's nothing you did. It's nothing that you can even fix. But likely what happened is that for some reason when they were a baby, something happened with their parents where they didn't receive love enough. And so instead, like, when you're a baby, you don't know how to like look at your parents and be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why aren't you feeding me? Why aren't you coddling me? Why aren't you soothing? Change my diaper. Like, they can't do that. So what they do is internalize it as, there's something wrong with me. I can't depend on these people. I can't depend on anybody. My emotions equal nothing, because me crying gets me nowhere. Me being hungry gets me nowhere. Like, their parents may have been good parents, but they may not have known how to take care of the baby if they, like, were like, oh, like, I don't know that the baby's hungry, and the baby's crying, hungry, and they're just, like, changing the diaper and putting it to bed, and they're doing everything but feeding it. That baby learns that they're not being taken care of by that person. Like, that person's not doing what they need them to do, so now there's this dynamic where they self-soothe themselves to this point of feeling like they don't need you. They don't need to feel. They don't need emotions. They don't need a connection with other people. And as they grow, it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And usually it's because their parents are avoidant themselves, or their parents just don't know how to care about them. Their parents are addicts. Their parents are poor. Their parents, struggled in some way. Something happened somewhere along the way. And it can be to varying degrees. It can be a little bit or a lot of it. And if it's a little bit, the way that they may come in and be able to express emotions and things like that. But then when it gets to a certain degree, they run. They're like, this is too much emotion. I can't do this. I can't feel this with you. I gotta go. So they run. And it's like, what did I do? Oh my God. Because you are most likely going to be the anxious person, which they're like little magnets for each other. Like, oh my God, he's avoidant. And, ooh, she's anxious. It's like you guys like each other. I have both, which is a fuck show, because half the time I'm anxious and half the time I'm avoidant. So you never know what you're going to get with me. Like, half the time I want to be around somebody and half the time I don't. But I know both sides of it. So if that's the case, if you're dealing with somebody that is like that, they come in and it's like they talk to you and then they disappear. It's not like he came in to ghost you to hurt you. It's not like he came in to ghost you, like, to per se to like change, just to see what you would do. It's like he didn't think beyond what he did. Like, they don't think beyond the moment. Like, they don't plan. They don't know what to expect. They don't usually do much long-term, like, stuff there. And he'll probably be back. again, not that long from, you know, the time, the initial one. But how you react to it is going to be how it plays out too. So if that behavior is not good for you, he doesn't know that. He's unaware of it, most likely. He may have a little bit of an inkling if you've ever said something to him about it, but if you've never said to him, like, hey, when you call me and talk to me and then you just fucking disappear, that bothers me, he doesn't know that until you tell him that, because they kind of, like, shut that parts of themselves off depending on the varying degrees of the type of level this is. If he's very, very avoidant, he's not going to know that that bothers you until you tell him. And the way that you tell him is going to be make it or break it too, because if you're like, you did this to me and you do that to me and you, that's the worst thing you can do. The best thing you can do is words of affirmation of like, you know what I really like is when you call me. But sometimes when you call me, you just disappear. And I don't know what I did. And it makes me feel like you got to tell them what it makes you feel. Like, it makes me feel bad. It makes me feel like I did something wrong or I said something wrong. It makes me feel ugly sometimes. Like, it brings up all these insecurities about myself. It makes me feel like I don't know what to do. Like, what did I do wrong? And by verbalizing that to them and making them logically aware of it, because they're not very emotional, they're very logical. If you can logically explain to them, like on a level of like, on a scale of 1 to 10, it's like a fucking 10 for me of how badly you hurt my feelings, that will like bring them into the level of, oh, and if they care about you, which they probably do, they will make an attempt to change the behavior. But you can't ask too much of somebody that's avoidant either. So you have to come to like a understanding of like things that could work for both of you, and it just be like, I would really appreciate it, you know, if you're gonna want to be like in my life to some degree, that we, you know, communicate somewhat, like that I know somewhat of what to expect with you. Like, maybe we're gonna talk once a month, or maybe we're gonna like just play it by ear. But when you communicate with me, like when you initiate something with me and I talk back to you, just give me like some sort of response so that I know that you're not just disappearing for months. Or if you are going to disappear for months, can you just let me know why, so that I don't internalize it and make myself the victim of it, which I always do. Just make it clear in black and white so that they know. And that's going to be hard if you're like me, because I have the dismissive, avoidant, anxious shit, so I can't be vulnerable. Like, I tried freaking 4 years ago to be vulnerable with a person. I couldn't look at them in the face, but I could text them vulnerable stuff, and they never reciprocated anything. They would wait weeks to say something back to me, so because of that, I can no longer be vulnerable with them. Like, I know I could if I really tried to, but it's really, really, really hard for me to do that. So knowing how hard it is for me with somebody that has that, a little bit of that anxious part, which I've healed a lot of it, because now if the person messages me and I message them back and they disappear, I don't spiral into, oh my god, what did I do, what did I say, and like analyze my words. Like, it doesn't turn into that anymore. I'm just like, okay, they'll be back when they feel safe to be, because that's the thing too, they gotta feel safe. If there's something that triggers them, and they're not doing it to you. It's just happening. It's not to you. So just know that it's not to you. We'll see what the cards say. But learn about this. Go look into dismissive avoidant attachments and learn about it. It will help immensely to make you feel like, oh, this is what it is. Like, it's not me. It's just what is happening here. And now that I know that he's not a player, and he's not a douchebag, and he's not doing it on purpose, and he's not hurting me intentionally, I feel a lot better. So with this energy, I feel like he does have a vulnerable, authentic offer to give to you. Words of affirmation are usually their love language. Like, if you can build him up with words of affirmation, he will want to take a leap of faith towards you. But if you go in there and you're like, hey, you're playing games with me, and you're ghosting me, and or you even bring it up in those terms, even if you're not like at him, he's gonna get defensive and he's gonna take it badly. They don't do well with like being told bad things about them. Like, they're going to take it very badly. They don't do well with, like, criticism. You don't want to criticize them. You want to build them up with affirmation of, like, you know, I really love it when you reach out to me. Like, it's great. I love it when you reach out to me. But I just need you to realize sometimes the way that you let things, like, end between us really, really messes with my head, you know? Like, and just be just be very gentle in your approach with it and see what happens. And if they still continue to do things, then you know that they're just maybe a narcissistic asshole that doesn't care. But you'll see it black and white. Like, you're going to see whether or not they care or not, because somebody that is just an avoidant person, it's not that they want to hurt you. They actually want nothing more than to be, like, okay. They want harmony. They want balance. They want love. They want, like, good things to be a result of their situations. They don't want drama. They don't want to make you cry. They don't want to make you upset. That's the worst thing for them. Like, they don't want any of that. But sometimes they cause that without knowing why. And they also, like, they just need things to be, like, put out there logically for them sometimes, like, just black and white. So try that, see if that helps. I feel like they don't want to give up on the situation with you, but they may not know how to express their emotions, which is pretty much what we're talking about here. So there's probably some karma that needs to be cleared out, justice and balance and all of that stuff that, you know, happens as a result of things from other lifetimes, from childhood, from past relationships. And the dismissive avoidant, I finally looked it up today because I did my hour-long Divine Darling earlier, and that one was all about, like, how to deal with a freaking dismissive avoidant person, and how to, like, create a relationship with them, like, in a safe way that they're not going to want to run away from it. And even if they do run away from it, you're not going to take it personally. It's not going to be the end of your world. You're not going to have a downfall. You can realize that, like, life goes on, and it's like, you get your shit together to the point of, like, I'm not a victim of this. I'm just living in this reality where I'm expecting them to ghost me because that's what I think they're doing to me, when that's not what they're doing to me. And if that is what they're doing to me, then they're just a shitty person that I need to get away from. But if I set boundaries with them and they listen to those boundaries and they make, like, a change based off of what I've said, then I know that they're not a bad person. I know that they just don't know exactly what to do or how to take cues emotionally, because they don't feel those things. They don't have those same responses. They don't think the way I think. They don't feel the way I feel. Like, and it's not that they don't feel anything for you, or that they don't like you, or that there's something bad with you, or anything like that. It's just that they are completely wired differently because they had to be. They literally had to be. It was a fight or flight type of situation, and that's how they respond to love. That's how they respond to emotions. So if this person's ever gotten mad, slammed around, triggered, like, due to connecting emotionally, that's a sign of, like, this dismissive thing. Not to be mean to you, not to, like, yell at you and, like, freak out at you, but just to get frustrated at emotion. To get frustrated at emotion is a big sign. And to not know how to verbalize it, and to not be able to accept it. You know, to not accept, like, love, or being, like, loved. You know, it's just like some people have, like, physical touch to be their thing, as, like, hey, this is my fucking love language. They're not that type of person. Like, they can handle being touched, but to a degree, it may trigger them. Sex can trigger them. Holding hands can trigger them. Like, it depends on the degree. There's people who are very, very, very dismissive avoidant, and there's people who are just a little bit. So wherever they fall in the spectrum of that, but it doesn't matter where they are on the spectrum, because there's usually stages that happens where it's like, in the beginning, the dating stage is very easy for them to just keep it light. We were just talking occasionally. We were not, like, you know, dating each other on a regular basis. Then when you get into the dating, like, with the honeymoon stage, like, they can do okay with that, but once you start getting vulnerable, they disappear. Anything that brings up a vulnerable part of them, they're going to disappear. So if he felt vulnerable by reaching out to you, he disappeared because he was being vulnerable by reaching out to you. Even if it didn't say anything vulnerable, even if it was just him being vulnerable in the moment to reach out to you after a time of silence, is why he probably disappeared. So Knowing that can change the whole dynamic of how you respond to it. Don't take it personally and don't be a victim of it. Just know he was vulnerable and that freaked him out. And now it's my conscious decision. Do I want to deal with this? Do I want, to work with him to get him to here, to feel this way? Because he's here. But he needs to feel this. He needs to see this. He needs to believe this. He needs to reprogram the way he thinks about himself. He needs to reprogram the way he thinks about, love. And you need to too, because you're probably the anxious person or the avoided anxious person. So if half the time you're like gung-ho into this and the other half of the time you're like, or you're gung-ho into it, but when they show up, you may like shut down. I shut down. Like, when people, like, I don't, it's hard to explain. Like, I do both. Sometimes I'm like, hey, I love you. And then other times I'm like, why did I ever tell you that I love you? Like, no. So it's messed up. But I know both sides of the story. So just try to figure out who you are within the story too, and heal yourself is the best thing you can do. Set healthy boundaries, and that's probably going to help with your reconciliation, and that's going to help with getting you to a solid foundation. Some people say that the avoidants can never have a healthy relationship or that they're never going to be able to commit, but there's plenty of them who are married in long-term relationships with people. However, around the 6-year, 7-year mark, they like start withholding sex and shit because it's a vulnerable thing. Like, and it depends. It's the stages of relationships, and so many people go through this. I've educated myself about it a lot because I do these readings and because I've been dealing with somebody like that, and I thought that it was me, and then I've realized that I had the both situations. I realized I was like a little bit of both of these things, and I was like, what the fuck is this shit? So I look into it and try to educate myself about it, and it made a huge difference on how I respond to the whole thing. Like, I'm no longer like, oh my god, like, I care about that person a lot, but like, not to my own demise. Like, if they know, like, I've made it pretty clear, like, I think I mean, I know I probably not though. I could make it more clear to them probably that, like, they want to talk to me, they can talk to me and I'll talk back and we can see where it goes from there. But like, it's so hard to explain because I have both, so I can't really like give you the exact way to communicate to the situation. But it's difficult, and it's just because, like, for me, I grew up in an abusive home, like, situation. So half the time, parents were good. Half the time, they were fucking drunk or screwed up or, like, letting me walk down the road by myself with a dog and the whole city was looking for me. Like, so it wasn't stable. So that makes me a little messed up. But that's kind of how these things go. So I'm kind of tired, guys. That's me. Anyone who does this, don't give them a time of day. They probably were dealing in a third party and wanted to come back to you as a last resort. See, and that can be a situation too, but if you know that that's not the case, then it may not be too. Because even if they do go to a third party situation and there are an avoidant person, they're going to eventually avoid that situation as well. They're gonna, like, they're never gonna be, like, they're not just gonna randomly be like, here's all of my emotions. So they may have dated another person, but it's likely that they did the exact same thing there, where it was like, so yeah, like, they can go to another situation, but it's not like they're trying to do it. Like, they're not trying to hurt people in their wake. It just happens. So basically, I've had a crush on this guy, Aiden, since 3rd grade. Oh my goodness. And he has had a crush on me too, but would never want to make us official. We're in high school, and we've been friends, but right now we're not. That sucks. I'm sorry. I met my person when I was in junior high, and it was a long time of stuff. What's Virgo's current feelings and intentions for me? You are. Some people think Aquarius men don't express anything. My twin does sometimes. I think air signs have a lot of stuff. Is this air sign going to come forward with communication? Is this a twin flame soulmate cycle? I'm going to just split the deck for you, and then I'm going to do JD's 555, and then I'm going to go, because I'm getting tired. But J-Layer Shiller, is this air sign going to come forward with communication? You got the World, so if it's been a time of no communication, I feel like that cycle is going to end. And so most likely he will come forward. I feel like he's looking at you, you know, like watching you. With the Page of Swords is like somebody that's keeping an eye on you. And they're finding their strength to come forward. Now, when it comes to somebody that, like for your twin flame thing, I don't do the whole like, yeah, they're your twin flame. Or no, they're not. Because nobody can do that except for you. Because, like, it doesn't matter what I say. If I sat here and got every card in the book that was like, oh yeah, it's your twin flame 100%, you will still doubt what I said. And if I get every card that says they're karmic, you are still going to doubt what I say. It doesn't matter what I say either way. But you know in your soul what you feel about it. So, like, there can be cards that come out that indicate that, yeah, it's probably your divine masculine. Sun card is the divine masculine energy. It's about clarity. It's about illumination. But I feel like, again, as well, the message is you're going to get the clarity. You're going to get the illumination from inside your soul. You need to go within and trust what you know. And you're going to do that through meditation. Meditate on it. Ask Spirit to show you. It may take a little bit for you to get the 100% confirmation. But set something up with the universe. Be like, if this is my twin flame, I want to see dolphins every, you know, I want to see them at least 6 times within the next 6 weeks or whatever. Like, something specific that is weird. You know, that's not likely to be like, all right, we'll show you dolphins 6 times in the next 6 weeks. But it happens to confirm for you what it is. And then this person be above you. Hi, Bridget. I wanted to know if my boyfriend is bipolar. It sounds like you're describing him sort of. Now, sort of. Bipolar and dismissive is like, I think it's different because I know about bipolar because when I was 12, my freaking primary care doctor talked to my mom while I was sitting there and diagnosed me bipolar, put me on Prozac, and within a couple of weeks I tried to kill myself at age 12. So I know a little bit about bipolar because I've looked into it because they were like, yeah, bipolar. Like, who the fuck are you? You're a primary care doctor. You're not a psychiatrist. You talked to my mom for 5 minutes. I grew up in a freaking home with an alcoholic and an addict. And then people coming and going that I didn't really know. Like here's your new family. So I was a happy child. Like, I wasn't like, yeah, life's great. I was crying all the time. I was upset all the time because I missed my dad. And, like, I blamed myself because when my dad left, he kept asking me, who do I want to live with? Who do I want to live with? Who do I want to live with? I'm like, both of you, both of you, both of you. He's like, who do you want to live with? And I was like, Mom. And he left. So I thought that I did that. And I blamed myself for a long time about it. And so I was not okay. But they were like, she's bipolar. So I know a little bit about it. It's not the same as what I was just talking about. The dismissive thing is an attachment style that people have. There's a couple of different ones. There's normal healthy attachment style. Then there's the anxious one where people are very anxious, where they're people pleasers. They want to be loved. They want to be accepted. They want to, like, change themselves and, you know, form themselves to be, you know, connected to somebody. And then there's the dismissive person, which is like the total opposite. They just, like, push you away. They don't want to let you, they don't want to feel. They don't want to hurt you. They don't want to be mean to you, but they don't even understand what you are going through because they don't allow themselves to go there. They literally don't feel so much of what you do because they learned at a very, very young age, baby age, where they can't even talk, that's not okay to do. It's not going to get me anywhere. Like, I just got to accept it, and I'm the only one I can depend on. And it's not cool. So then there's the one that's a mixture. And then there's one that's like a little bit of like craziness because it's hard. It's like you should just go look into it and read like the short little descriptions about it. Just Google it. Like, what are the attachment theory, like what are the attachments that there can be, and look into it and read it and see which one you resonate with. But by reading it, you know, there's also videos out there like 40 signs of a dismissive attached person, and I did a lot of research into it because I wanted to figure out what the hell was wrong with me and how I could start working on fixing myself. I also like had a moment one day that I was guided to information about it, that I was like, back when I would like switching out of twin flame readings, because I don't watch twin flame readings because twin flame readings were making me more crazy. They were making me more anxious. They were making me more like, and it's not healthy. That's why I tell people, don't become addicted to the readings. Don't become dependent on the readings. Don't become weird about it. Like, have a healthy thing. Detach from stuff. You are the best person to connect with for yourself. But a bipolar person is going to have times of manic, you know, like happy, euphoria. And then they're going to have times when they're very low and depressed. The dismissive avoidant person can have times when they're depressed. They're always at a baseline of anxiety, like, you know, like a scale of 1 to 10, they have like a 4 level of anxiety. They have a little bit of this depression because they're not happy with their life, they're not happy with their emotions, but they're not aware of it. So it's not like they're going to verbalize that to you, that I'm depressed. Like they don't know it. Like, and they're not like miserably depressed. With a bipolar person, when they're depressed, they're fucking depressed. Like, straight out depressed. Nothing is going to bring them out of it. They're probably not going to shower. They're probably not going to like move. They're probably not going to like do anything with themselves. They're just going to be very, very unhappy with their circumstances. And they may be suicidal tendencies or idolation. It depends, because everybody's on a scale too. There's spectrums of stuff. So I don't want to be like everybody, but some people who are bipolar will go from one extreme to the other very quickly. And when they're bipolar manic, they can do crazy shit like, let's go gamble, let's go spend all our money, let's go do this, let's go do that, let's go do and clean the house and like do crazy shit and let me sign up to all this stuff and spend all my money. And then when they're depressed, they're like, I don't want anything, I just want to die. Like, so that's more of a bipolar person. I don't really know. I've never had anybody ask the cards about that, but we'll see what they say. Oh, you got the 4 of Cups, so they could definitely be a little bit bipolar. I mean, has he told you that he's bipolar? Because that would be a clear indication that he may have some stuff going on. And then we have the Page of Cups, the Hermit. So the Hermit is, again, like the 4 of Cups and the Hermit, these are more depressed energies, I would feel. Like somebody's missing out on opportunities because they're sad. Somebody that's not, you know, happy. You know, somebody that's gonna like hermit away. This is like the depressive parts of bipolar. So I feel like he has depression tendencies, but not like full out like he may not be bipolar, you know. He may just have some depression, which we probably all have at this point. Like, is it a new thing? Because if it's a new thing, it could just be because we all just went through a fucking thing where we're all locked in our houses and not allowed to like communicate with people on a like physical level. And I think that's going to create a lot of mental health issues just worldwide. But you also have the Page of Cups, which is somebody that's vulnerable, authentic, somebody that may have an apology, somebody that's like got vulnerable emotions. So some of this could come from childhood, where he needs to express or communicate things that he's feeling or thinking or whatever, but he's not allowing himself to because maybe he never did. Yeah. So yeah, basically I would do that then. But yeah, you could yeah, guys, I'm going to be going after this one, but I did put in the thing that this was for free and that this was not, you know, not to make payments unless you guys were, you know, knowing that it's not guaranteed. But I'm going to be back next week to do them. So if you paid me tonight, get there early next week and tell me immediately, and I will put you on the list. And you know, just tell me what you paid, and tell me who you are, and we'll do it exactly. Be there exactly when I start, so that we can get you on the list. Because if you're not there in the beginning, you can't get on. But I will be here next week at 10 p.m. On Wednesday night, and then on the 2nd of the May, because the 2nd Wednesday of May, I will be here for the Divine Darlings. And those ones are like, if you want to get a reading, like if you want a reading, you're guaranteed a reading, become a Divine Darling. It's $1.99 for the whole month, and you get to see the readings that I post that nobody else sees. And there's a live for the Divine Darlings where if you get there at 10 p.m. and you just submit your question right away, you will get your question asked, because there's only like 20 people in the room, and it's like, boom. And I just hang out with the Divine Darlings like I'm hanging out with you guys. So you're basically guaranteed a reading if you do it. But with the live paid ones for the channel, it's chaos. Because I just take it for the first 15 minutes, and if you're not there in the first 15 minutes, you don't make your payment in the first 15 minutes, it's like, you're gone. And then with these ones, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody that's been hanging out for me, because I've been really, really sick, like, to the point where I was like, I'm going to have to change everything. Like, I can't work. I'm not going to be able to work. I'm not going to be able to do nothing. I don't know how it fucking changed, but it did. So now I'm okay. Thank you, Spencer. But I'm back, and I'm going to be doing pick a card readings again, and I might start doing some of the Vimeo things that I used to do, where it's like, because I can't do the sexy things that I have all these decks that I created that I can't use on Instagram either anymore, because ever since Facebook took over, it was like, you get in trouble. So I might start doing some of my Vimeos again, and some of my ones here, pick a cards for the whole channel, and then doing my other stuff, my live streams that are here. I'm still teaching Alcyon Light Healing, and I've got to post a couple more of those soon. But yeah, I'm doing much better now, today, than I was doing for months. And I have Lyme disease, and it's like, it's weird. It's the worst pain I've ever experienced in my life. But for this past week, I've been doing affirmations, and it's like, it went away. I was like, oh my God, this is great. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you, JD. Thank you, Lexi. Do you have any healing candles? Yes, I do, Cat. If you go to Etsy, and if you just Google Bridget Rao Etsy, or Divine Essentials Etsy, it should pop up. But I actually just added a cut the cord candle. I've got protection candles. I've got love spell candles. I've got twin flame candles. I got tons of candles. We actually just sold out of the cut the cord candles yesterday, but I re-upped it, so there should be more on there. And I'm going to be adding crystals and jewelry. I've got all these jewelry things that I bought that I wasn't sure if I was going to like them, but I do. So these will be getting added to my website. This is going on divineessential.com. I got all the Hamza hands, the Hamza hands, Hamza home protection. They're just little cheapies. They're not going to be crazy expensive or anything, but they're pretty. And I got all different types of stuff. I got basic witch and the this type of stuff. Just all types of stuffs, tons of stuffs. And I got little selenite things. I got tons of stuff to sell. I got tons of stuff to post. I just never get to do it all, because I'm constantly doing readings and other things, and making candles and making sprays and all those other stuff. So if you want to see the Etsy store, tons of stuff on there. If you want to go to my website, tons of stuff on there. But yeah, if you want more readings from me, go to my Instagram, because I'm constantly doing updates there. I do little pick a card readings there. I do IGTV there, and I will be back next week to do another one of these. So if you paid tonight and you didn't get me, just come back next week with the amount that you paid, so that I know how long to do the reading for. and be there at 10 p.m. so that I can just put you on. But I can't do any more tonight. I can't freaking breathe. I can't even talk. I got like dry mouth and no like nasal passage. So thank you guys very much. We need clones. Yes, we do. You're a witch too? I'm not necessarily a witch. I feel like I'm more of like a starseed, but I know a lot of the people that come to me are witches. So I get like these, I must have been a witch though in another life. Ugh. Why can't I? Basic witch. But I know I must have been something in another life because I definitely have like the tendencies of a witch. You know, like I do some witchy shit. I make some witchy shit. I buy witchy shit, but I don't really necessarily wear it or use it or do anything with it. All this stuff. I get this isn't the Hamza hand, but I liked it. Hey, welcome, B hubby. See, it's got like some fancy stuff. So I gotta put those up eventually. I got little sets too. Like there's like some that are like a necklace with the earrings, some that are bracelet with the necklace and the earrings, some that are just earrings, some that are keychains. Like I got the fortune teller one. But yeah, those will be up soon on divineessential.com. And tons and tons and tons of crystals, twin flame crystals, all types of stuff. I like to categorize myself as a witchy sis, not straight up witch. Yeah, I don't know what I am. I'm like, what am I? I'm a starseed, like through and through, but I have tons of witchy stuff, like, because people are like, are you doing spells? And I'm like, no. And then I'm like, kinda, I guess. No. I'm like power of attraction. Yes, everybody keep your head up, keep your day going, keep yourself good. And you're new here, subscribed, and like, thank you, Moon Goddess Sabrina. I think I've seen your name before, but it could be wrong. maybe I've seen you somewhere else, or I've seen something of you. Buffy from the Buffy movie. Yeah, you're Buffy. I like Buffy. You're everywhere. Maybe I've seen your comments. Because I have like a weird memory, like where sometimes I remember, like, it's weird. I told my sister this the other day. So like there's some people who will message me on my Etsy store, or they'll message me on my Facebook. Like, don't even message me. I just see that little freaking round thing and I know them. I know things about them. Like I know shit about the people that I shouldn't know. Like I had a woman not too long ago message me. She didn't message, she just ordered something. I saw her name, and I saw another person's name, and I knew that they were friends. And then when she came back to buy something, she used the code that I gave to her friend to get something. So I know it confirmed that they were friends. She wouldn't have had the code unless that girl gave it to her. And how the fuck would I know that they were friends? Based off of the fact that they made orders on the same day. Like, they made orders on the same day. Do you know how many times on Etsy, it's like Etsy targets like a central state, because like I'll get like everybody from Ohio ordering on the same days, and then like 2 weeks later everybody in New York is ordering. It's weird. It's just weird. But it's like I will know people and know things about them. Slaying the power of darkness. Where was that? Alpedia. I'm not doing any more tonight. I'm actually done. I've been on for 2.5 hours, but I will be back next week to do the paid ones, and then on the second week of May, if you become a Divine Darling, which is $1.99 for the month, and you get there early on the ones that I do for them, those are free. But I'm gonna do another one of these too soon. Like, I know I should do these more, because at least it's like I try to mix it up, you know, like, and that's why I'm like, don't make me a payment, because I don't want the payment. Like, I don't want the money. I don't need the money. I just want to be able to like make it fair to the people who don't have money. But I can't give away too much for free, because then I'm like, I just kill myself. So I will be back, and I'm trying to not overdo it right now, because I literally just got back from being like on my deathbed. Like, I thought I was gonna have to quit. Osha root. You know what I just ordered? I can't think of the name of it. Like, something Japanese something. I ordered something, some root, some Japanese shit, like, herbal remedy thing that's supposed to kill all of the, I'm in Massachusetts, but it's supposed to kill all of the stuff, like, co-infections that come along. Yes, Japanese knotweed. I ordered that, and it hasn't got here yet. And I ordered the book Healing Lyme Naturally. Knotweed? Is that what it is? I don't know. I know I ordered Japanese knot something. Yeah, knotweed. And I got the book Healing Lyme with the guy that talks about it. So I'm gonna start taking that when it gets here, because I think I might have, like, co-infection, because they were like, oh, you're good now, you fought your Lyme, but, like, I've never had worse pain in my life. So onion and salt, eating it raw, helped me a lot. And my dad, really? Because you know what's weird, my feet started swelling before this happened, and so they're like, you gotta be careful with salt. So, like, I've been trying to stay away from salt, but I don't know, like, if it's gonna help with the pain, I'll deal with the swelling. Like, my freaking feet were, like, huge. But they haven't been doing that lately. Ugh, but yeah, it's definitely sucky. The word page is coming to me. The word, the name. I don't know. Someone's name. Onion is great for hair and skin too. I hate onions though. I don't really enjoy them, but if it's gonna make, you know what I like? Shepherd's pie, and my dad puts a lot of onion in it, so I can do that. Pound water to flush it back out. Yeah, I gotta do that. I'm not good at that. I drink a lot of soda. I'm a caffeine addict, which is, like, the worst thing to me for this disease. Like, I was watching The Medical Medium, and he's like, you gotta get off of caffeine, it's gonna kill you. And I was like, I'm gonna die. Does it? Red kratom makes my Lyme pain go away. I really believe in faith healing too. I started affirmations a week ago, and the next day it started getting better, and the next day got better. And, like, today I said to my dad, I was like, I feel better now than I did months ago, because months ago I didn't know what was wrong with me, and then they finally told me that it was Lyme after I asked them to check me for it, like, 3 times, and they wouldn't. My birthday, May 18th, was the last time that I asked to be tested, and they were like, no, you're fine. They looked at it and were like, no, it's fine. But it's not. Red kratom. I'll look into that. I've been taking, what do you call it? I'm gonna take the Japanese thing when it gets here, but I was taking something else too. I was bit over a year ago here. And I was actually making a meditation for this channel when I got bit, and it hurt. I've never been bit and hurt by a tick, and it hurt. Can you get an LLM, Lyme's literate doctor? I gotta try. My sister, like, I know you're going to Disneyland on my birthday. My sister tried to get me, like, a thing for a Lyme doctor, but I was so sick the day she sent it to me that I didn't even, like, consciously, like, accept it. Like, I was like, thank you. I'm no good when I'm sick. Like, I might as well just die in my bed alone, because I can't make phone calls. I can't do anything. I just die. And my dad's not, like, good at being, like, a caretaker. So I don't really have help getting that done. I should ask my sister to help me do it, like, if I'm in that situation. I should do it now that I'm okay and not dying. But yeah, I gotta get a Lyme literate doctor, because nobody knows what they're doing here. I'm Taurus as well. My birthday's April 24th. Oh, happy birthday. Yeah, you got 2 days. Actually now 1 day, because it's probably the 23rd at this point where I am.
But yeah, we just hit Taurus season. I'm April. I'm May 18th. I'm gonna be 37. I was drawn to you the first time in your life because you're a Taurus like me. My birthday's May 7th. My aunt is like right around then too. I got a lot of people who are close to me that are Taurus. And I get tons of Capricorns. I have Capricorn sun, not sun. I have Capricorn moon and rising, and then I'm Taurus sun. So I'm all earth. So I get a lot of earth people here. What was that? I can hear you when I'm flaring. I can't get anything done. I live alone. It's so bad. And I was like, I don't like. It's just so bad. It's just like I'm afraid of it. I'm like I don't want to go back. Like I started waking up. I have really, really, really bad rib pain. When I wake up in the morning, I can't move. I can't breathe. Like I can't take a full breath because of the pain in my ribs, and I can't even explain it to people. And I just feel bad because I can't do anything. Like I slept through my sister packaging up everything one day for Etsy. I didn't even wake up, and I was like, oh my god, like that's not me. I always work. My best friend has Lyme. She has takes some vitamins she gets from Germany. Here in Belgium, they don't and co acknowledge. Yeah, they don't acknowledge it like anywhere. They're like, you're fine. You're gonna be the same age. Yay! How do I get a love reading? I'm actually done for now, but if you come back next week, I'm doing the paid ones for $10, and then if you become a Divine Darling, there's $1.99 a month, and I do free ones for them on the second Wednesday of the month at the same time at 10 p.m. And then I'm going to do another one of these again soon. I was going to do one on Instagram, so if you don't follow me on Instagram, it's Divine Essential there. Or you can look my name up, Bridget Rao. But basically, I'm going to try to do some on there too, to do them more, because I know people want private ones, and I just can't get back to doing private like I was. So, sorry. Hi, love you, Spacebug. Oh God, Lexi, that's not good. Capricorn rising as well. Cancer moon, you helped me get in touch with my Lyran roots. Yay! Oh, I know you, Un5 Truck. You're a man. when I did your reading, I didn't know. And it was like Unstruck. I remember the name because I was like, what is this? Un5 Truck? Unstruck? Is it? And then you're like, I'm a dude. I was like, oh, okay. Where do you guys live? Have you tried changing your diet? Yeah, I'm not really good at that because probably because of the Taurus thing. But I'm trying really hard to like not order out like tons of food, and I'm trying really hard to like bring in fruits and vegetables more. So it's like a whole learning thing. Like I didn't even know that this was a thing until just recently. And now I'm like, great, I have like no choice. So I know that drinking soda is really not smart, but like I was getting a migraine before we started, so I'm like addicted to caffeine, need more of it. And yeah, I've been trying to like bring other stuff in and get rid of stuff that I know is not good for me. But I do notice a difference. My nose just like keeps randomly running. I do notice a difference that like when I eat like home food, I don't get sick like I do when I eat out. It's gross to have ups and downs. I hate it. I've always had stomach issues, like really bad ones, and those have been like it's like a walk in the park compared to Lyme. I was like, I would rather have my stomach aches, you know? It's like it sucks. Okay, dream, breathe, dream. I know that it's like so hard to. That's what like was so discouraging too. I think that's what sent me into my last like spiral was like I saw this girl who is just like me. Like she has a YouTube channel. She's got a podcast though instead of like it's like instead of having two YouTube channels, she's got a podcast, and she does the Pleiadian stuff, and she does like reading, like energy healing and all this, and she's doing every fucking thing that can be done for Lyme. So like taking this medicine, taking that medicine, she's got a sauna, she's doing this, she goes here, she goes there, talks to experts, gets interviewed by experts, and like literally cries herself to sleep at night still. So it's like, why bother doing all this shit if it's not gonna help? Like, and why don't they care? Like, why don't they acknowledge the fact that this is a real thing, that we're really in pain, and it's coming from the ticks? Really? See, I've had stomach since I was little. Like born, when I came out the womb. And that's the thing with that girl that I was just talking about. I can't think of her name. I think it's the Balance Blonde is her name or something. But she came out the womb the same way. Like I was colicky. I had to have goat's milk. Goat's milk was the only thing I could have as a baby because of my stomach. Like I literally can feel food go through my stomach and the pain that's associated with it. I'm like, oh, and I sweat, and I've thrown up before from the pain. Just the pain causes me to throw up from eating food. Yeah, I was the colicky baby. I came to my doctor with my diagnosis years before it was confirmed, and she was like, there's no way you have that. Doctors are wrong all the time. They're still wrong. Like they take tests to see if you have, the co-infections, or to see if you passed, like, do you still have Lyme? But like then they like, you read about it and it's like only 6% of the tests are accurate, so like you could still have Lyme, or you could have co-infections from the Lyme. And nobody knows. So I was like, I'm gonna have to fucking heal myself. I was like, I'm not even gonna bother doing any of this shit. I got a book that has like the best reviews. I got the medicine. I was like, let's just start this. Stop eating food that's bad. Talk to the medical medium. Well, listen to the medical medium. Get some celery juice going. And I was like, and then I just started doing the affirmations last week, and it was like, the next day I was better, and I was like, okay. But I know it's probably going to be like ups and downs, but I'm really, really trying to stay positive, because I'm a huge believer the power of my mind is like something I've changed my life so many times. So I'm like, let's just keep going, stay strong, but also make changes. Homos Jones. I don't know what that is, and that sounds scary. Bringing goddess and good people together in a collective awareness and consciousness. Thank you, Dream, Breathe, Dream. And Cat, have you tried going vegan for a few months, or raw? Taking supplements? I honestly have not like done huge amounts of changes yet, but I was thinking about making like certain changes like that. I don't know if I could do like raw vegan stuff, because like I don't need meat, but I don't know like what to eat. like I don't need meat. Like I could live off of cheese, but I know that's not vegan. So like I don't know, like then I hear like not to eat bread, and I'm like, well, what the fuck am I gonna eat? Like if I can't have food that's like got cheese, and I can't have food that's got meat, and I can't have food that's got bread, and I can't I'm like, what do I eat? Like, so I might just shakes, because I like shakes and I can do plenty of those. So I was like, maybe I'll do like a cleanse month of shakes and see how I feel. With that, but it's just so hard. Like I grew up on fast food. I grew up like my parents were like, here's some McDonald's, here's some freaking pizza, here's some chicken nuggets, here's some food that's really not good for you. Like there was nothing ever like good for me growing up, so like, I don't even know what to eat that's like healthy. Like my idea of healthy is like lettuce. Put some lettuce on it, it's healthy now. Tests for autoimmune disorders because of hearing loss. Even the diagnostician, can't read it, scoffed. I still had to get it because he refused to treat without the test results. Are you serious? Also, even others that have the same illness as me have very different symptoms or react better to treatments, diets, etc. So you really have to, yeah. I find that, like, everybody has an opinion of what the cure is. And I'm like, I'm willing to try anything, really. Like, I'll try anything. But then I'm like, I don't want to waste my money on stuff that's not gonna, like, help. So I took a while before I finally committed to, I do have the Lyme fog thing, but I have, what do you call it? Something, I got some supplement that's basically, what is it? Turmeric. I bought turmeric for the pain, and that helped. And then I got this dopa boost for my mind, because I'm retarded. But my dopa boost for my mind helps, and then the turmeric is supposed to help for the pain. But I take those, and then I had an antidepressant that the doctor gave to me that I never took. That I was like, I'm gonna take this. So I started taking that, because I had like 6 months saved up of it that I never took. So I was like, let me see if this helps. So that could be helping too. But I really was only taking it for like 3 days, so it's very unlikely that it's that. And I wasn't consistent with it because I kept forgetting about it. I'm really not good with medicine, if you can't tell. But yeah, I'm gonna try the what do you call it? The knotweed stuff is on its way, and hopefully, that will help. You recommend? I don't know what Phoenix said first. Has unknown stomach issues, and or is often getting immune infections like pneumonia, bronchitis, blood clots, etc. One of the things you could rule out is MTHFR variants. What is that? I don't know what that is. Blenders and frozen organic fruits, strawberries, bananas, spirulina, your best friend. Yeah, I got some yogurt, strawberry banana yogurt today too. And that's what I was thinking. I was like, I could do shakes. I could just do like strawberries and bananas. Thank you. I do feel better, Molly. I feel like we're being targeted. And I honestly, I saw somebody say, I don't know who said it, and everything's been a blur because of the mind part of it, but like, somebody was like, this was like a thing that they did. Like, like when you're at war and they're like, send in shit, it's like, we sent in some ticks to kill you all, slowly, and we're gonna fuck with you. Like, it's like a war tactic, sending in, just like COVID, basically. It's like sending in COVID in ticks. But that's what somebody had, like, put it out there, like, I feel like this is, like an act of war. And it is, like, it feels that, because even the day I told my dad about that, he was, like, wondering where ticks came from. He was like, where the hell did Lyme disease come from? Like, where did this come from? And later on in that day, I was like, it's like they sent it in to, like, fuck with us, to hurt us. But I feel targeted. Vega test. It tests for intolerance with foods, heavy metals. Checks if your organs are functioning properly. See, I need to look into that type of stuff because I've been watching The Medical Medium now, and he talks about the heavy metals, and he talks about so many things that, like, just even us giving our blood. So, like, when we go and give our blood is where our immune system is. So, like, or our immune, like, the little things that fight the shit that we're gonna need to fight. So we go in, and you're already down, right? You're already sick. You already feel like shit. And they're like, we're gonna take 8 vials of blood to drop test. So when you go in, don't give all of your blood, ask them to only take half vials, because you don't need to give as much blood as they take. And if they take out that much, they killed my mother taking her blood, because her immune system was wiped out and wiped out and wiped out and wiped out every time. And that's what they just, like, take it away from your antibodies. Don't drink tap. No, I won't drink tap water. We had, like, brown water yesterday. I was like, what the fuck is this? I won't even give it to the dogs. I'm like, this isn't good. But I don't know if my dad did something or what happened, but it was like metally brown. As I drink soda. Help me heal myself. So I want to throw it out there. If you can find recipes or you just think your favorite foods and substitute meat and dairy. It's so hard because there's so many comments and I'm like losing peeps. I'm gonna have to go back through afterwards and like read these again. And that's what I get really overwhelmed too, because I've got people who will like email me and I got people who comment, and it's like there's multiple people and there's multiple like tips, and then I'm just like I just like shut down because my brain does not work anymore, and I get like really overwhelmed by everything, and I want to like cry sometimes because I don't know, I can't handle it sometimes. MTHFR is an acronym for one of the terms of genes, so you have a gene mutation. Okay, that makes sense. And I've almost, oh my god, I'm sorry. I read about something when I first got into the pain part of this whole situation, and this lady had the exact same shit as me. She had the swollen feet, she had the pain in the ribs, and it was like in the morning when she woke up. But whatever she had for a disease just progressively got worse, really bad, and everybody in that forum who had it was basically like screwed. So I was like, I'm just gonna check out of here and pretend like I didn't see this. So I don't do good with like acceptance of this shit, which I need to be better about, because like I could probably have like, you know, help, but I'm like, that's not what it is. I'm fine. Hey, we got 111 likes and 44 people. Woohoo! Now there's 43. Are you mad at me? Are you mad at your mama? My dogs are upset because I'm like standing up. I encourage you. Okay, yeah. So try the vegan to switch over. My MTHFXR mixed with over 8 gifts I have makes it hard for me to function. I can imagine. Well, only take what resonates for you. Yeah, and that's what's hard. I'm lost when it comes to like health. Like I can do healing. I can do like I don't know, channeling. But like when I don't know, like when it comes to like food, when it comes to supplements, when it comes to medicines, like I never learned any of that part of stuff. Like I'm all about just your power of your mind, like mind over matter. Oh, you're Starseed Indigo. I'm a Starseed Blu-ray. You have to see if they have it over there. Vega test, yeah. I'm gonna look into that, like what they can test over here, because I feel like I have a lot of shit wrong, and I feel like it happens to empaths because they're sensitive, like that we all are like not targeted, but that like we're just easy targets for this shit because we have a sensitive like immune system, we have a sensitive body, we have a sensitive soul, you know. It's like we're feeling our shit, we're feeling other people's shit, we're breathing this air. And if you're a starseed, like you're probably not used to this, you know. Like I know that sounds weird, but like I really don't feel home is here. Yeah, that's me. I take on it, and I'm constantly in front of thousands of people, so that doesn't help. Taking on stuff. The dogs are cute. I'm glad that you were able to get better, Phoenix, and not become a vegetable. I I was looking into neuroscience too, because there was a woman that like she was like reprogramming people's mind with neuroscience, like taking I can't think of it, like she does like this neurotransmitter stuff where she like has you do stuff to reprogram your brain. And she got a girl that was like gonna be a vegetable forever. Like she was pronounced brain dead and stuff, and she fixed everything, and she graduated top of her class and was fine within a very short time. Hi, Melissa. Yeah, I'm actually getting off. This is what happens, but it's only 3 hours, so it's good. I'm not better, but am. I meant like I can impact people like that too, where they were born, like that are miscarried before birth. That's good. Hi, how are you? I'm actually all done. I'm actually not even near the cards right now. But thank you for stopping in. I will be back next week to do this again. So if you pop in next week at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will take your question. Um, but yeah, I gotta get off and go rest because I gotta get up early tomorrow. And I will be back next week. And you can check me out on Instagram too. I do a lot of free readings on there. I'm gonna definitely look into that, Phoenix, because my mom had all of those things, and I have some of those things, and my cousin had Crohn's disease, and everybody's been sick in my family. Everybody died of cancer, one thing or another. Awesome sauce. Thank you very much, everybody. You feel you're a serious star seed, but do you know where I can connect with more star seeds? When I first started looking for star seeds, I found them on Pleiadian group on Facebook. Um, I don't really go in there anymore now that like I kind of made my own community. But if you want to join like my Alcyon Light Healing group, there's a lot of star seeds in there. There's like 500 people in there right now, and then my channel on the Divine Essentials channel, you could watch the Syrian video and go to the comments there and, you know, connect with people, you know, comment to them and say, like, what's up? But just look for groups on Facebook or support groups online. And I think, what's his name? From In5D. IN5D. He has, like, things that he's made for people that are star seeds or healers, light workers, things like that. Like he made like it was like a dating thing, but not a dating thing. You know what I mean? It was like you could meet somebody to date, or you could meet a friend. What I miss? I miss you. You're the best. I'm back. I'm gonna be back doing pick-a piles and doing the Divine Darlings and doing live streams again. I've been sick, but I'm on a high, so we're gonna see how long. But yeah. Lots of star seeds in Sedona too. Bringers of the Dawn. I still have that one saved. Thank you, Phoenix. I hope you stay mending and getting better and stronger every day. Oh, really? I love her. Liz from Guided Angels. It was so weird how that even happened. Like I just knew somebody was being a fucking asshole to her, and I had just gone through my own people's being assholes. So it was like, oh shit, my phone's dying, 5%. Okay. So that's usually what happens, is how I get off, is that the phone dies. But yes, you guys can read Bringers of the Dawn. It's by Barbara Marciniak. That will talk a lot about starseed stuff if you guys are interested in it. And thank you guys so much. I'll come back later to go through these comments again so that I can like process the information. But everybody, I'll be back next week, and I'll be posting pick-a cards too soon. Thank you, thank you. Bye-bye.